Yo, what's going on? It is your girl Midnight. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. My title says, so what y'all think about this story and what line of advice would you give somebody that's possibly in this kind of situation before it ends up like how theirs end up? You know what I'm saying? Where the outcome is just all wrong. And like I said, with relationships like this, because I'm gonna run it back on another story that I covered that's almost similar to this that I talked about. I want to say this may have happened last year or probably even the year before last. Okay, it was either last year or the year before last where something just like that happened. Okay, so let's stop the music real quick because this is real. This is deep. Now we're gonna definitely talk about this because this is actually my more of my lane. You know what I'm saying? It's fuck with everything else going on. Motherfuckers need to be worried about shit like this. Okay? Happy Tuesday. First off, before we get off into the topic, because we got a few things that I want to touch before we get into the real topic, which is the story. But I want to cover a couple other things before I get into the story. So, um, today is Tuesday. Today is June 17th, and my daughter did finish. She walked the stage today. So I worked last night, and I had to come straight from work to go watch my daughter graduate because they did theirs very early. I'm actually going to show you some clips that I got, but I'm officially with no children in high school anymore. My daughter Ben knew that she finished her credentials and her credits, so she really didn't have to attend school as some other students did. But she wanted to wait till they could all walk the stage together, which they did today. So now I'm officially with no children in high school. So we're gonna go down the line with just showing some of those things today. That's what I did. I worked last night and I went straight there this morning, came home, got my husband, and we just headed on because the ceremony was very early. It was at 9 o'clock. Um, they were actually done by 10, honey. These graduations these days, honey, they be very punctual on time. They start, get it done, get everybody their diploma, and then it is over. Okay. So we're gonna get into some clips, but let me speak down to some of y'all. Go down here and speak first. How you doing, Miss Augusta? She says, "Hey, midnight, and everyone. How you doing? How you doing, Miss Diane? Hey, midnight. How you doing, Miss Juicy Redbone?" She says, "Hey, midnight. I'm just about to go to sleep, but I'm up now. Okay, what's going on, sis? I'm gonna need you to stay in here for this topic because I know you're gonna want to come on the panel and talk about this one. I'm sure y'all all know about the story that I'm going to cover because it's all over every social media site. I'm talking about, and it's literally days old. I'm talking about literally days old. This shit just happened. How you doing, Miss Augusta? Miss Melissa, how are you? Miss Lisa, how you doing? Miss Jackie, how are you? Miss Ebony, happy Tuesday midnight. And tell your daughter I said congratulations. Will do. Sis says, okay, niece. And what's up, sis? Maybe you can add some light to this too. I'm opening up my floor, but I'm just saying this is the kind of stuff that really needs to be talked about for real. So before we get off into that, because like I said, I'm kind of covering a couple different stories, but we're gonna definitely give a word of advice and discussion to this one because this is becoming like a little bit too normal, and that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem when people normalize abnormal behavior. And then I came across a young lady who she said something that actually makes a lot of goddamn sense, and I'm gonna let you hear it. When she said that the people of social media, which will be ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Some of the people that actually watch this kind of shit on social media, a lot of people are like one-sided to a lot of situations. They don't actually hear a situation for what it is. A lot of people like to pick sides right away. A lot of people are one-sided. A lot of people do not analyze the story for what it really is. You just really picking sides. You're not really trying to be an understanding person from both parties' perspectives. And this is what the people of social media do to make shit worse. That happens a lot of times. This is what people do. Make sure y'all reacting to the live. Make sure that y'all sharing the live. Reacting to the live and sharing the live. I got some clips that I'm gonna play. And what she said made a lot of sense. I'm talking about it just really do. It make a lot of sense. So not only are we gonna watch, because I had to make sure that I didn't see this live, but with the clips that I got, you're gonna see some of the live. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hear the conversation of the live. Now, this is not the entire live because that was a whole hour. If anybody was watching that live, these are two content creator public figures. I never really heard of neither one of them, Duchess Dior or Dutchman, Frenchman, whatever his name is. I never heard of them. I never heard of them at all, but they are both not known content creators. Never heard of them. I never seen them. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of Georgia. But like I said, a lot of people of the internet cause a lot of that stuff too, because this happened before. This not going to be the last time that you hear about it happening either. It's going to continue to happen, but people need to just keep their personal business off of social media. This is why you keep your personal business off social media. It's important to keep your personal business off social media. Don't allow strangers of so many from different backgrounds to have a say so or opinion about somebody in your household, to where it's actually changing the narrative of how you even think about a person and how you even feel about a person and how y'all start to act with one another. That's a big game change. People need to stop doing that. Now, with this story, this got background in history, though. You know what I'm saying? You can't disregard history and you cannot disregard background. You can't do that. This is why I said people be too one-sided and jumping off the porch head first without even hearing the whole entire story, which means you got to be able to hear both parties and both parties' side in what's going on. Before that, let's start off my daughter. I got some clips here, so we're going to go into this real quick here. These are the clips of my daughter walking the stage today. Let this play.
Shania Jameson.
They so dramatic. Let me play that again. They, you know, them young folks, boy, them young folks dramatic, boy. Let that play again.
Shania Jameson.
Girl, if it and let this play. I got some more clips. Hold on, y'all. Let's go into this one. Make sure y'all show some love by throwing up some reactions. Throw them reactions up. Yeah, don't be no hater now. Throw them up. Down at MATC, that was the MATC auditorium. In the last clip is this, y'all. We was real loud. All of them people in there was so very proud of all of the graduates, and like it is all of them. It was a lot of them, but a lot of young folks, and they did it. So them young folks got aspirations and goals. Some of them are going to college, and some of them are just going into trades, and some of them are just not choosing to do anything right now, but it's not ever too late. They young still. So you got a lot of time to choose what you're going to do. Watch this last one. So, as I said, I am officially a mother that has no children in high school anymore. Okay. Both of my other daughters, my oldest daughter graduated maybe 3 years ago out of high school. My middle child graduated 2 years ago, and she graduated this year. And as they is right behind each other in age, right behind each other in the birthdays and all. So now I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. That's free now. That's free. That's a free now. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Who else I see up in here that done came in here before we get? Okay, I seen sis. Oh, sis, stay around. Hold on, I need you to stay around. You said you was on the live. Oh, I need you to stay on. How you doing, Miss Jennifer Hunches, Miss Michelle? Cause you can probably break this shit down a little bit better. Cause listen, I need you to stay on. How you doing, Miss Lisa? My Brenda, Miss Don. Thank y'all for the congratulations and all of that. Miss Carmela, how you doing, honey? Let's see. I think I got everybody. Oh no, I see sis Patricia in here. What's going on, sis? Miss Brenda. Yeah, I think I spoke to a lot of y'all. I see. Listen, every last one of them made it. And three of them, three of them out of our family though, cause Kaviana graduated. Dante, bro, oldest son, graduated first. Dante graduated first. Then Kaviana, she graduated. And then Shania, she graduated. So it was three of them this year. You kind of know, you remember like when Shamariana graduated, it was Tui, Nevaeh, Shamariana, like all of them graduated at the same time. This year, they all graduated out of high school at the same time. So it was three of them this year. Dante, which is Lil Jeff's oldest son, Kaviana graduated out of high school, and Shania graduated out of high school too. So it's a job well done. You know what I'm saying? Now, this story that we covering is really sad to me. I'm talking about sad, sad. But first, have y'all heard about this? What the fuck y'all think about this shit right here? Um, looks like my brother. Looks like my brother, the R. Looks like my brother, the R, ended up overdosing. Is what they say. They say he overdosed while in the penitentiary. They done gave this man too much of his medication in the pen, and he ended up falling down and falling out in his cell to where he had to be hospitalized now for dealing with blood clots and things of those natures because they feel like he has been given too much of his medication in the penitentiary. Did y'all hear about this shit here? Like, what's y'all thoughts on that? A lot of people say, oh, they feel like that they're targeting him and they're really trying to take him down while he's behind prison walls. But yeah, this is new. This is new news. This is hot news too. If y'all have not heard it, but this is recent. This was just told to me yesterday. I found out about this yesterday that R. Kelly is hospitalized because he was OD. They looked at that as an overdose, like he was given too much of that medication that they gave him. Whatever they gave him too much of it to the point where he ended up falling out in the penitentiary, where they had to take him to the hospital. So somebody feel like that they probably trying to, out him in that kind of a way. I'm just trying to figure out how did a person like a nurse give somebody too much motherfucking medication though? How do you? Because see, even in the penitentiary, when you work as a nurse, just like you will work as a nurse anywhere, what people don't do is this is what see, people supposed to actually watch people swallowing their meds when you administering meds to somebody. You don't just give them here's a cup with your medication here's your meds and turn your back. You're supposed to actually be watching people swallow meds. Now, the reason why a lot of people overdose on medications is because this is what a lot of them do in the healthcare field. I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of them do this, and this is a problem. A lot of them doing this with the elderly. They really need to stop that shit. But I see this firsthand. Like when you pass medications and you have the credentials to pass meds and administer somebody's meds because you're a med tech or you're a nurse, a lot of people hand those people, and we talking about people, think about the elderly though. The ones who may have so many different things going on in their head. They may be dealing with Alzheimer's, dementia, all type of little things going on. Think about people who you have to serve and they have mental health issues and things like that. You don't just give people their medications for them to actually pocket them in their mouth if they're not swallowing them, or you just giving it to them and you turning your back and they just accumulating all of their meds, and then one day where they're confused, they get to take it all of that shit at one time, and that's how a possible overdose can happen, just like that. And it has happened just like that several times. Several times before. This is why I've always had a problem with it when I seen it. That happened a lot in nursing home settings as to why they feel like why these people going out, why these people getting hospitalized, why these people having so many different symptoms going on right now. Why these people acting weird? Why these people doing this? Because y'all not really watching these people take their meds. So how do you overdose and giving somebody too much medication though? And you're a licensed nurse. Like how do you do that? So I'm hoping that they even looking at whoever administer whatever kind of medication to him, that person should be in trouble. Because how do you even give somebody too much medication? You're supposed to follow a MAR. You're supposed to be following a record. You're supposed to know what to give. And I know in the penitentiary, they're not gonna really allow that shit to happen because they're very strict. They check the motherfucking cells frequent. Okay. They don't allow no kind of contraband. All right. They don't allow that kind of contraband in a setting of corrections. Are you for real? No. So how does one without intent, unless it wasn't without intent, this had to be intentional. And to me, I'm just saying it had to be intentional because how do you give somebody too much medication? I'm just saying, how do you do that? So now he's hospitalized. Okay. So we're gonna have to hope that he come up out of that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody think that this is gonna be some kind of publicity to where he's gonna be getting released out of prison behind this. This has nothing to do with what the man is in prison anyways. You know what I'm saying? Has nothing to do with him being locked up. He locked up for what he locked up for. Okay. Somebody trying to take him out, somebody trying to OD him or whatever they trying to fucking do. That ain't gonna help release the man. Do you understand me? That ain't gonna do a damn thing. And they say allegedly that the prisoner that works in the kitchen putting stuff in his food. Well, like I said, they may be, I mean, they may be out to just get them, like they do. They're supposed to chart the meds. Exactly. So they're supposed to follow electronic MAR. Okay. Most MARs are electronic, which is a MAR of showing you what somebody takes, what time they take it, when they take it, how you administer it, and things of that nature. You still need to be watching them. That's a problem. That's a problem. So if you got elder loved ones in places like group homes where those people actually administer their meds and you have questions as to when you go there, you may find little pills around the room. You should never find that kind of stuff. When you find that kind of stuff in those kind of environments, I hope y'all questioning them motherfuckers right off the rip. I hope you're making that an issue. I hope you're making that a whole issue, a whole problem. When you go to these nursing homes and they supposed to be giving them their meds, and you going in there to visit your loved one, and you seeing all these pills in your loved one's room, whether it's their roommate, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole problem. It ain't even got to be necessarily your loved one, but if your loved one have a roommate and you see all of this kind of stuff in there, you can almost guarantee that they probably doing your loved one just the same. That's a problem. I hope y'all are making those kind of complaints when you do see it, because that is definitely a problem. A lot of them people do not follow the MARS. A lot of them people don't know how to take correct blood pressures to check to see if you're supposed to give a person this med. Because if somebody's blood pressure don't look a certain way, you're supposed to be able to hold some shit back instead of giving it to them. Some people just don't follow that. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But y'all gotta make sure that y'all actually be up on that. If you got people in those kind of environments, it is very much so important because those people go through a lot of that happening on a regular basis. Okay. Now let's get into the story. So this is two young folks and they were married. Okay. Her name was Duchess Dior. Like I said, I never heard of them. Okay. But obviously they are known. You know what I'm saying? They are known public figures, social media public figures. So I think her husband name is the Dutchman. Yeah, I don't know. I'm something like that, right? Duchess Dior and Dutchman. What's his name? You know what I'm saying? Because honey, I don't know. I ain't never heard of him. But the story is very brand new. This is days ago. I say this happened Saturday. We only here at Tuesday. This happened Saturday. And before we get into the clips, let me walk you through. So this is her right here. This is her, very pretty girl. Now I want y'all, when y'all looking at the video, I want you to be real honest too, because this is what I'm gonna. Because when I watched it, if you ask me, I'm not faulting him or her. They both at fault. If you ask me, they both at fault, even for the outcome that just happened days ago. Both of them. Both of them is at fault to me. This is her. Okay. This is the young lady right here. And this is her husband, and that's her again in that photo right there. Both of them is at fault because like the family said, this is not the both of theirs first rodeo with even being in toxic situations, or to having instances where maybe abuse has taken place physically, or abuse took place emotionally, verbally. He was even admitted to being a woman beater and all of that kind of stuff. And she was kind of like nagging and triggering him too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the both of them caused this situation to go out of whack when they were really no good together. But a lot of people probably try to stick it out because, first of all, they marry, but I don't feel like no title of marriage or husband and wife is good enough for somebody to stay in something so toxic. I don't think that just because, oh, that's my husband, or oh, that's my wife, that I'm going to stay in this toxic shit. I don't think that title is even strong enough for no shit like that. I'm just saying. But both of them, to me, caused that situation to go all the way left. Now, let me walk y'all back to another story that I did cover because it happened on live. But except it was the young lady who unalived her baby daddy. I want to say that was her husband too. But remember the young lady who unalived her husband while her mother was there, and she claimed it to be an accident? They were going through similar things. It was infidelity that they were talking about. It was abuse they were talking about. It was the fact that they feel like they don't get no time. It was the fact that she felt like he worked too much. So she felt like he probably was doing other things. But this man was working to provide. You know what I'm saying? He was working to provide. But she unalived him in front of her mama. Do y'all remember that story where that young lady unalived her husband? On live. Like they were also on live doing this. On live. Thank you for the shares to the 8 groups. Appreciate that. What's going on, bro? Happy belated Father's Day. Hope sis told you. Y'all remember that where her mother was there, and she was in an argument on live with her husband. I want to say that was her husband. She was on line, both of them, in an argument together. She acted like she didn't want this man to leave. This man said he had to go to work. You know what I'm saying? He was actually telling her, I have to go to work. Because remember, he came back to the house to get changed up for work. She was so insecure because I got insecurity from her. I picked up a lot of insecurity from watching it. She was insecure about her husband leaving the house because she felt like he was doing something with a lot of motherfucking women if he left the house, when he was saying that he's working though. And he seemed like he was kind of fed up with the relationship too. He kind of gave those vibes that maybe he was going to end up walking away from his relationship, from his marriage and things like that. And I think that she knew that, you know what I'm saying? And she didn't let him leave. So she actually unalived him on live. That happened on live. Now this right here. Okay. Both of them young people coming out of state of Georgia. Now they shit super de duper toxic. They shit super de duper toxic. I'm talking about this motherfucking young brother right here talking about he not denying nothing that she's saying. So he not saying that he hadn't did it. And if you look at the video, what you finna see, he was the aggressor with the aggressor behaviors in the video. However, she was more of the nagger or the loud one. So see, this is why I say they both kind of are held accountable for it. You know what I'm saying? They both are held accountable for it because just like most of us say to women who are in an abusive relationship with a man, we say that the man should be able to walk away, right? And the man should just walk off, even if the woman is doing a lot of talking, that the man should dismiss the woman by just walking off. But sometimes you got to be able to tell that lady that too now. The woman got to be able to understand that, hey, sometime when you see that a person is chilling, they're telling you to leave them alone, you got to just kind of like go on. And she was on the phone with a friend. Her friend wasn't even giving her credible advice. She was on the phone with a friend at the same time, and that friend seemed like she was gaslighting her or hyping her up. You know what I'm saying? To remain the person to be loud and aggy and naggy. Now, if you really gave a fuck about your friend, you would have been giving your friend advice like this right here. You would have been saying, man, friend, just go to another room, or friend, just go take a walk, or friend, just go take a drive, but just go on, friend, just leave them alone and go on, take a walk, friend, or go take a drive or whatever. You would have been saying shit like this, not damn and seeming like you hyping that shit up. You know what I'm saying? You're not giving her no type of advice like, friend, just leave it alone. That's what a real friend would have done. You know what I'm saying? If you actually was hearing this shit, because she was on the phone the whole time with somebody. Now, it was signs there that she probably had a friend on the phone because she don't trust what he's capable of doing, because once again, that girl know that he's a dangerous person. She was saying things on live to let the world know that he was a dangerous person, like, oh, he beat me while I was pregnant. Oh, he beats me regularly. He was saying shit like this to her. If you don't shut up, I'm gonna beat your ass. He was picking up sharp utensils in this live video, threatening her with those. He was doing shit like that. So it was both of them. They didn't have to really be together, like, yet they wanted to be together. So it was really death do its part. Like the only way that they was gonna depart from one another is if this took place. It was gonna either be her do it to him, she do it to him, or he do it to her. And he did it to her, left and fled in her shit. Okay. He did it to her. I'm sure he beat her ass first off, because they got to talking about, I'm talking about when you air out so much dirt on the internet that nobody should know about what's going on in your marriage. That's what the fuck they were doing. That's what both of them was doing on live. He telling everybody she got herpes. She telling everybody that he fucking off. He telling the world she fucking off. I'm talking about they just going back and forth with putting all of their personal business on the internet. Over 12,000 motherfuckers watching the live. I'm talking about they got over 12,000 viewers watching the live that went down to cause both of their demise. They got 12,000 people of the world watching them. Let's go into this first clip right here where they're going to actually give you a little summary of what's going on. Then we're going to ride off into the clips. Now, I want y'all to watch the clip. I want you to actually watch the clip. Listen to everything you hear in the clip from both of them now. Because it can't be like, oh, I'm going to blame him for it and not blame her. You know what I'm saying? It's both of they equally have a part to play in what happened with both of them. Because again, if she had real friends around her, somebody should have, and she had a friend on the phone the whole time. Why that girl didn't tell her, man, friend, leave it alone. Go walk off, or just be quiet, friend. Go in another room. She kind of was triggering him. And then I felt like, what's funny about this shit? The both of them smiling and laughing and finding shit funny. Both of them this is the kind of behavior that you see in the both of them. They both smiling and just talking shit to one another, smiling. Like, what's so funny? What's so funny? When we watch the clip, then you'll see what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay. So let's go into the first clip. Go ahead, let this little summary one play. But then the last two clips I got, That's damn near partially the live, okay? We finna see what's going down. Watch this.
Were murdered by husband, the Frenchman, after Facebook Live dispute. In a tragic case that has shaken social media and the local community, Duchess Deere, a well-known content creator and mother from Twin City, Georgia, was killed by her husband, known online as the Frenchman, on June 15, 2025. The incident happened just days after the couple celebrated the birth of their newborn.
And I thought his ass
Hours
was
before her
African at
death,
first, looking at
Duchess
his
made a
ass.
distressing Facebook post saying, "I really don't know what to do, but I need help before I lose my life or freedom. My kids need me." Later that day, during a Facebook live stream, a heated argument erupted between the couple. Duchess was heard threatening someone named Jade Fox, which escalated tensions. Not long after the live broadcast, the Frenchman fatally shot Duchess Deore before passing away himself shortly afterward, leaving their children without parents. While the exact motive remains unclear, many believe the tragedy stemmed from a pattern of domestic violence and a deeply toxic relationship. Friends and family noted this wasn't the first sign of trouble between the two. Social media has since been flooded with grief and disbelief. Many users pointed to her cry for help that went unheard, a painful reminder of how signs of abuse can often be overlooked until it's too late. Hurt people, one commenter wrote, a powerful reflection on a relationship that ended in heartbreak and a family now left shattered.
Now that last post of hers that she put on social media was a cry for help. I don't know why motherfucking people are misconstrued. When that girl posted that, she was actually crying out for some attention and help. That was her way of telling the world that she don't know what this motherfucker capable of doing to her. She know what he really capable of doing though. She already know that. This is not their first rodeo, so that definitely was a cry for help. When she said that she needs to be around for her kids and she made that last post, that was definitely a message and cry for help. However many people overlook that shit because they got so many viewers. Man, people like drama so much that they feel like even shit like this that's really serious is that much entertaining for you to put your eyes on. And then if you gonna even watch some shit like that, you ain't gonna even be a decent citizen to even say something that's really valid or worth saying, y'all. People like gaslighting this kind of shit. They pick sides, they gaslight them against each other. That's crazy to me. They talking about, oh, that ain't no cry. Yes, that was. Her last post was, yes, that was. That was her actually crying out for help. That was her actually looking for somebody to actually, especially they families. After seeing the video, his brother come forth, he even said him own damn self that, oh, we tried to tell him to leave her alone and we tried to do this and we tried to do that. And that's all they can do is try, because it's not really a decision that they can make. It's up to the two people that's in that relationship. And clearly them two young people act like they could not depart from one another, knowing that y'all was not no good together. Y'all harmful and very toxic to one another. Like, y'all are that. But she definitely was looking for help, and that was definitely indeed a cry for help. Her last post was a cry for help. Now, she didn't rock me as a battered woman. Let me let y'all know that. If you are a person who have seen a battered woman, you know the signs that a battered woman would give. She don't rock me as a motherfucker person who feels battered. Because, see, a battered woman ain't going to even have that much mouth that she had on the live. See, they would have been quiet. See, so she almost give me vibes that she likes this toxic shit. Just like he gives me the vibes that he also likes that toxic shit. Because you also got to know that some people like toxicity. I used to be one. I used to be one of those. So when you say females out here, some females who actually like arguing with motherfuckers and like toxic shit, they exist out here. She don't give me the vibes of a battered woman. A battered woman wouldn't have that much motherfucking mouth like that young girl was doing. They wouldn't do that much. They wouldn't do that much. Them kind of women actually gonna keep their motherfucking mouth closed. Them kind of women gonna actually shut the fuck up. Them kind of women gonna be the ones to walk off because see, they battered. They're scared. They're not gonna say too much shit. They're not gonna have that much mouth. So she don't strike me as a battered woman. She strikes me as a person who are placed in a marriage where they have physical altercations to where she ends up physically hurt, but she may also physically hurt him. That's what she strikes me as. Okay? Let this first clip play and make sure that you pay attention to the clip. Let this rock.
Video. Let's talk about it. I do want to talk about this couple that went live on Facebook trying to have a viral moment and it ended up ending deadly. Now, this couple went on the internet and tried to expose each other personal business, trying to put on a show in front of a bunch of strangers, going live, telling that they both cheated on each other. Somebody brought somebody an STD, or how this person did that, etc., etc. So during the live, the young man was telling the young lady, you better stop because you already know I be beating you. He grabbed a weapon. He already threatened her numerous times that he was going to do something to her. So during the live, she said
And
something about,
never
oh, you don't
denied that
want me
he
to
be
tell
beating her.
everybody
Matter
what
of
you
fact,
did
he
with
gonna say
Odie.
several
He got
times,
upset. He
I beat
said,
your
hey, if you
ass.
say something, I'm going to hurt you. And she started to laugh. My thing is with her, you knew he was getting mad. You knew you was triggering him. You should have walked away. People be trying to have this viral moment on the
Exactly. That's
internet,
why I
and
said
this
they both
viral
play a
moment
part.
ended up causing her to lose her life, and he took his own life.
Y'all come on
Listen to
back on here.
this.
Nah, I'm about to go live too, shit.
Make sure y'all react to the live. It's sad though, but react to the live and share.
But I ain't going live, shit.
So,
I'm just listening to his live.
So it's his screen that you're hearing, not hers. You see her talking, but his screen is the audio right now, not hers yet. It's his screen, so pay attention.
The nurses time seems to your ankles in them.
But she is on the phone with a friend. She's on the phone with one of her friends now. Yeah.
They don't want that root shit. He played with roots and all. Look, that's the part he better got them get on there and tell.
so look, boom. So, she went to goddamn cheating. Long story short, after all that other live and shit, you know, I was out the house, went staying for a couple months, came back, you know what I'm saying, really went staying, having to sleep at my goddamn partner shit. I'm busted, I'm broke, fucked up. I ain't having shit, no job, no nothing. Before that, I caught her texting the nigga Squeeze, cause she seen me and Squeeze goddamn
Somebody he
baby
know.
mama talking or
That's
whatever
what he
at the
talking
time.
about.
Me and
Somebody
that
he
girl
know.
wasn't
One of
even
his homies.
on no shit like that.
You flying,
So, here we go.
Let me tell my truth.
I got them coming. Hey,
You went on now trying to tell.
hey, look at here, man. Get out my line now. I'm telling you, leave it alone now. Get out my line. Go make your own line.
Now he
Make your own
telling her
line.
to leave him alone
You got
now.
on your shit.
See?
Listen, you got on your shit.
He
Do
keep
your
lying,
thing.
spread that boy name like we had something going on. Me and Squid ain't had shit going on. You
Man,
fucked around, and
listen.
you was trying to slide him, but I
Hey.
told on you. That's what happened.
Again, stay out my line.
You lied.
Sit back and just listen
You
to the story.
lied.
So,
Take out even a potty. You probably trying to show that.
here it is.
And he lied. Telling the damn lie.
She get mad. Oh, I don't give a fuck. Get mad. She go in the other room, sleeping room. So that early that morning, I go in and I snatch the phone from her. I see the Snapchat. They talking on Snapchat. It's him. So I go through the messages and shit. See her telling him, "Oh, I'ma call you back. I'm on the phone with his mama and all this shit here."
Yeah,
like, now
you-
remind
you-
you,
but you was
this is a
fucking
nigga.
somebody.
This is a nigga that used to damn run with me. Woo, woo, woo.
He used to run
Long
with
story
you tried
short.
to bitch first.
Long
You
story.
tried Naya first.
Long story. I give you the right to go fucking.
I ain't fucking.
Who you with?
You fucked her.
Okay, so,
I didn't fuck
so what did they give you the right to go talk to him?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
You
so
slide
shut the fuck up.
him. You slide
So
him.
it's your job to
And I
correct.
told.
It's your correction. You told.
You slide him and I told him. I said, Mark fucking you.
Okay. Again, so she telling him.
That never text me.
She telling him, oh.
You keep telling everybody trying to vouch like, oh, he did some fuck shit to you, and you did to him.
I'll be back, y'all. You keep running your mouth and beat your ass now.
You did.
Keep running your mouth. I told you sit back in the damn office. Again, she don't talk, and I beat her ass. This is why I'm trying to get you. I'm finna get to the whole nitty gritty. She don't want me to tell the story.
This is why I say they both out of pocket. Out.
This the type of that get beat. Long story short. So, this a nigga, like I said, I used to run with. This a nigga used to call me, hey, big bro, I got this going on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shit, bro, I'm on whatever you on. Long story short, the nigga was.
You tried his beach.
Say something.
You tried his beach.
Say something else in my life. Bitch, sit back and listen.
And he picked up that old, you know, that sharp artillery. Yeah.
He lied though.
If I get off this line, you ain't gonna make it out the door, and I'm gonna do it to you. Oh. So the best thing for you to do is shut the fuck up and listen to the lie.
You need to stop lying.
I'm telling the story, bitch.
You lied though.
The fuck?
But you're lying.
I ain't lying about shit.
Look, it's all kind of verbal abuse going on by him though, because she not calling him out of his name. He doing that. He's the more of the aggressor.
Okay, let me tell the story, bitch.
He's the aggressor in the lie.
Again. I'll be back, y'all. We finna get a divorce. And she talk about, oh, well, you can go. I want $600 in child support. First of all, baby, I'm not finna give you those $600 when your baby daddy ain't paying you up at $290.
Why you worry about him?
You know what I'm saying? And so you want to see here, oh, I want $600 from you, but I'm a broke ass nigga. But you want me to pay you double, but you still ain't went up and goddamn. Why you ain't went up there and went up on the shit then?
So listen, he's definitely the aggressor in the live video. However, she's doing a lot of talking and he's trying to like tell her, listen, don't talk to me and things like that. But he's verbally abusing her too. You know what I'm saying? And he admitted to physically abusing her. Now, as y'all heard that one of his homies, because he was in jail before, we're talking about the young man. The young man was in the penitentiary. I guess his wife was having a conversation with one of the homies. Okay. Then I guess she's saying the reason why she was even engaging and entertaining a homie is because actually her husband screwed the homie's girlfriend. The husband actually screwed the homie's girl. Okay. He screwed the homie's girlfriend. So I guess she was entertaining the homie, but she claimed she didn't mess with him. He never touched her. Okay, but he found the messages or whatever. So he's going there. He's talking about how he wanted a divorce and how she wanted to ask for a certain amount of child support from him. And she didn't look for that in her other child because her oldest child's not his. They have one together. I believe that young lady had 2 children, one by him and one that was not his. Okay. So you hear what they're saying now. They're basically trying to talk and get all of the dirt out here. But you also have to check his demeanor. But when he first started, you see how calm he was before the viewers came in. And then once the viewers came in, it seemed like he got that boost of energy to where he wanted to almost like didn't mind degrading or disrespecting her. You know what I'm saying? Because he was damn sure the aggressor. Why would you have to pick up a utensil that you cut vegetables with? Why did you have to threaten her like that? He was the one calling her the bitch word. She never did call that man not one thing outside of his name. So he was definitely giving aggressor vibes in the live. Let's watch the second clip.
You worry about what
so here it is.
You worry about the crowd you need. You can't go. You can't go.
Stop following me. Stop following me. Oh God.
You can't go to
Stop
court.
following me.
You can't go to court and tell them that.
Oh God.
And you see how they laughing and giggling on. You see how they find this shit to be so funny. You see this?
Cause she know she's a fuck shit. She want to.
They both smiling, grinning from ear to ear. What's funny about this bullshit?
This nigga doing that. This nigga goddamn this nigga that. But ain't telling all the damn facts. I'm laying the facts out this bitch. You feel me?
You get out his ear. She
the fuck.
You supposed to just sit back and enjoy the show, bitch.
I ain't it. Tell her again. The fuck? Don't tell. This is my motherfucking house. I be whoever y'all want to be in.
You hear her friend in the back too, gaslighting her up?
For
Okay.
real. And see, that's what she do. And then when I turn around and punch her in her shit, she gonna call the police and say I'm a woman beater. But this what this bitch, I beat you. I beat you. I'm a bitch beater.
Every time you come in the house,
I'm a bitch
you never
beater.
fight me head up. What you doing?
We can fight now.
What you doing?
We can fight now.
What you doing?
We can fight now.
You come sneak me. You come choke me.
Why you put your hands on me? Why you put your hands on me? Why you put your hands on me?
That's how you fight me every time.
You can't beat me, bitch. Head up or not.
Hey, roast that bubble. Come in. Punk in. Y'all see that shit? Y'all see
Did you
that
hear what
shit?
she just said? That he always end up getting her off guard with how he hit her. So
Yeah.
again, she's don't strike me as a battered woman, like I said, because she seemed like she
Oh
fights
God,
that
man.
motherfucker
That's
back.
all she do. That's all she do is sit there and
She
run a
says that
mile.
he
When a
always
bitch got
sneaks
there, really
hit
got there
her
and try to
when
put
he
that press
do
on
it.
her, she don't want no smoke. On God.
She don't strike me as a
Be doing all
battered
that extra
woman.
ass
No,
shit.
she don't.
All y'all that's on here, y'all know me. Y'all know what's going on. Yeah, that's why I been fucked up. Bitch done rooted me up.
They need to root your ass up. They can knock your ass off there.
Yeah, that's what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Shit, I already know it ain't worth it. Shit. But then just the thing that's holding up, I keep telling her, let's just out of non-contest. You keep everything. You say it's yours, everything. You keep everything. Okay? So when you go to
Check out
goddamn
all the
sign the shit
likes
over
though.
outside of
Look at the
divorce,
likes and
let
shit
them
going
decide
up in
how
the
much.
live. Who liking this
Let them
bullshit
decide how
though?
much
This is
I'm gonna
what
pay
I'm
on
saying.
child
Who
support.
liking
But
shit like this?
she keep goddamn coming back telling me,
Mm-mm.
oh, I want $600 a month. I want see, bitch. How you gonna tell me how much you want? Let the judge tell us. You feel me? Dragging it on, dragging it on, dragging it on, dragging it on. But if you do, that's what they give you. Oh, them niggas. Oh yeah, you know. I know who it is. You know, squeeze, squeeze. So I'm like, bitch, ain't nobody no damn squeeze. What's wrong with you? Like, I ain't on my kids. I put this on my baby right now. She can die. Y'all, I ain't never no squeeze. I ain't never been around squeeze. I seen squeeze
Now
one
that's
time
her
when I was at
live
his
because
daddy
she's
house in the
also on
morning.
live
On
too
my
now. They
kids, I
both
never been
on
around no
live.
niggas.
She on
Now
live and so is
just
he.
went lying. Oh, she trying to fuck with my baby daddy. She with the wrong one. Doing all this popping on the phone. I didn't know he's sitting right here. Got the phone on speaker. Let me listen. I'm about to go down there and beat her. We went down there because she popping to him like, oh, I'm gonna beat your baby mama ass. We get down there. She didn't know we together. She texted me like, oh, I'm at a game. You should have been in game. Then she telling him, oh, I'm finna beat your baby mama ass. What? Come not that one? Not that one? Not that one, baby. I wanted to see that. And yeah, so he had fucked her. I was FaceTiming her, while fucking him and shit like that, just harassing her, fucking with her. So she fell back, but she was a trick. Y'all hop on the she'll got them, give you a little bread. She thought she gonna make some bread, she'll give you some. Yeah, she one of them. So she'll watch us for they watch baddies there now what? If this shit stir up beef and your husband get hurt. Well, baby, Sierra Williams, if it start up beef, he got his on live. And guess what? Don't get on here lying because now I'm telling everything. Because now you've been lying on me. And it's really frustrating. It's really aggravating when every time you hear your nigga pick up the phone, he on the phone spraying your name. Yeah, you know my girl was such. This nigga ain't never touched me. Why are you lying on me? Why are you lying on me? I never touched a nigga. I ain't been around a nigga.
Alright, give my phone.
Then,
I'll give you a shot.
now, let me finish. I'm on live. You had them 2 hours.
You finna go on your live.
Now you don't want the phone back.
No, I'll give you a shot.
Oh, I ain't get to tell you. I ain't get to tell
They
about
both
Booty.
really think
Then,
it's a game. They both think it's a game. It's toxic for
I
real.
know,
They
I'm
both
like
they
that.
look at
You
her.
talking
Look at
about
her just
shit?
grinning and smiling. What's funny about this shit here?
Give me
What's
I gotta
funny?
die if I tell what
She
happened.
my
what?
phone.
That's crazy, y'all. I ain't really gonna die behind this, so y'all won't know that tea right now.
Give my phone.
Mark done got quiet. Where he at? He right here. He getting mad. He don't like the truth coming out.
He hit her. That's when he hit her. Trust me. Soon she named that person. Now I've listened to a couple other YouTubers and TikTokers. That Obi name, it's a reason why that man, her husband, did not want her to really go too deep into the Obi person. Because the Obi person is unalive today too. The Obi person is unalive today. That's supposed to be her husband's homie. See, she know a lot. Okay, she know a lot because she said she was going to talk about it on live. What she was really finna get ready to do was expose her husband as to what really happened to the Obi friend of his. See, its word is this. Allegedly, he had something to do with Obi being unalive. I'm talking about that young girl's husband, the one you looking at here. Allegedly, he's the one who had him set up. He's the one who had him unalived. He went around his homie's family, cried about him, mourned him, but he was the one who had that boy unalived. She was finna get ready to go off into that. He didn't want her to talk about that because, see, then that would make him look some kind of way to that person's family. And they will look at him like, well, how dare you come around us and make it seem like you was there for us in our loss when you had something to do with him being unalive. See, she was finna go there. This is why people said, well, why did he get so upset when she mentioned that? Because he did threaten her once again, said you going to DIE. Did y'all not hear that? When she mentioned that Obi name, he said, you going to DIE. She got hit. He actually unalived her because he even felt like even then, if she was not going to tell it at that point in time, some point in time, she was going to tell it. So he didn't want her to tell it at all. So what he do, the cowardly thing is to unalive her. Now, listen, if you really unhappy with your life, I feel like this. I mean, why not unalive yourself though? I mean, why do you feel like you have to take other people? Why can't you just walk away from her? You mean to tell me in order for you to actually walk away from her, you wasn't strong enough to walk away from her, so you felt like the only way that you was going to be able to get over your wife and the mother of your child is to unalive her? Then leave and flee the scene after that. And I'm sure he beat her up first. I'm sure that's how that went. He beat her up because he actually hit her and the phone knocked out of her hand. I'm sure he beat her up on that live. That day she got beat up. That day he also unalives her. He left in her car. Okay? Left the scene in her car. And when law enforcement got up with him, that's when he turned the tool in the firearm on him to unalive himself. Okay? But if you felt like, because y'all just went too deep with airing out y'all dirty laundry, y'all were talking about who gave who herpes and who slept with who and who was talking to who, and y'all have whole trust issues. You can tell. The trust issues and infidelity, insecurities was all right there. Y'all going through all of that. So he wanted to try to hush her up because she was going to talk about that. Whether that been that live or another live, she was going to tell because she already didn't like how he told the internet all of this shit she was supposed to have brought him back, like herpes and things like that. He told that shit to the world. Like he told her business. Any STD that she may have had, he talked about that shit on there. They were telling each other business. And when she was getting to that, which is a homie of his, when she was getting to touching that topic, though, he didn't want that to be talked about because he knew that that would make him look some kind of a way because that was one of his friends. That used to be somebody that he called a friend that is now currently unalived. And what she's saying is that he had something to do with him being unalive. That's what she's saying. So you best believe he shut her up for those reasonings. He shut her up. What else could it be? Besides y'all toxic for each other. Y'all both know that. She's just as toxic as he is because she don't know how to shut the fuck up. And everybody got to have a last say so, I guess. Everybody got to have a word. She don't strike me as a person to be afraid of him at all. Like I said, she's not a bad young lady. Trust and believe me, she's not. She's not one that's better. That looks totally different in another woman who actually lets a motherfucking man beats the shit out of them. You heard her say that he always seemed to catch her off guard when he do it. She fights that man back. You know what I'm saying? She fights him back. They just seem to be like both young people who like toxicity. They both was laughing about shit and wasn't shit funny. And it wasn't funny. Like, where were they kids at then? You know what I'm saying? I wonder, like, why they were doing all this back and forth, because they both was on their own live streams. Why they were doing all this tell the world type of thing. They had a whole tell the world episode. That's what you could call that bullshit. Let's go on tell the world everything that's going on in our household. Let's go on tell the world what's going on in our marriage. So they let the world hear what kind of things that they were going on or going through in a marriage. And so when she felt like she wanted to hit below the belt with him, because she felt like he hit below the belt with her by telling the world what kind of STD she may have encountered or what she may have brought back to him, vice versa. We don't know who brought what back, because they both were fucking around with off on each other. He fucked off with fucking one of his homies' girlfriend. The husband felt like she fucked his friend because he found conversations and texts on Snapchat with her entertaining one of his friends. So they didn't trust each other because they were stepping out on each other. They were very verbal with one another, emotionally disturbing to one another. This is what they both were doing. He really didn't want, I really believe he unalived that girl, and I'm just being honest. I really believe he unalived her because he did not want people of their hometown to know that he indeed is the one who had something to do with that OB person being unalive. And this is supposed to be somebody of a friend to you. She knows all of that though, because she definitely was finna talk about it. However, she said, "Oh, I ain't finna talk about it right now. Y'all ain't gonna get this tea right now, because you know what I'm saying. He don't want the truth to come out." But he knew that she was gonna tell it eventually, because you had already did too much with her. She felt like you had already did too much on the internet when it came to her, so she was gonna hit below the belt with getting him. And even if it meant that she was gonna do it on a whole nother live, he prevented her from doing that shit altogether. So, what is your thoughts on those two clips? And if my sister here, come up here and let me know what went down, because that was a live of a whole hour. They say 55 minutes, and I'm sure that that's not even out here for you to see. I would love to see the whole live so I can get a better idea, a better picture. But it's just like, even from those clips alone, that's enough to see that, listen, both of them have a part to be played in as to what happened and how that shit happened and what the outcome was like. It was both of them. How you doing, Miss Alicia? I see you in here, honey. I see Miss Pam. They both did that. Miss Michelle. They were very toxic. And you can't dismiss the fact that, like I said, it is toxic females out here who actually get a thrill of being in toxicity. Like, they just do. Every woman is not scared of a man. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, like her, she don't give me the vibes that she was afraid of him. Not at all. Now, truly, she's not stronger than him. Naturally, men are stronger than women. I mean, that's just a scientific fact. You know what I'm saying? That naturally, if a man want to overpower a woman, he can. If a man want to put his force on a woman, he can and will. And no matter how strong you think you may be, he can overpower you, because men are naturally stronger than women. But some women are not back down type of women. So if you dating somebody like that and you see you got a narcissist on your hand, or you see you got a man of control on your hand, and then the man see this in the woman, everybody ain't backing down. She's definitely not a batter woman. She's not giving me them. You got to know what a batter woman looks like, sweetheart. It doesn't look like that. That's the problem. Everyone talks about their business on live, a major problem. She was used to it. They were toxic. And right, both of them. The both of them were used to it. The kids is the one that got to go through this and never know if the kids was hearing or seeing them exactly. And now we're the kids, and now the kids don't have not no parent, neither one. Now the kids don't have no parents, and it's on the internet. So you don't think them kids gonna have to grow up, and whatever you see on the internet is always something that could be brought up or dug up. You don't think that for 1 minute when them children grow up and they are trying to figure out what took place between their mother and their dad, you don't think that they're gonna find out that, oh my God, I can't believe my father actually KILL my mother. Oh, I cannot believe that my mother used to be beat on. Or, oh, I can't believe that my mother was actually beating on my father. Oh, I can't believe that they actually like to argue with one another. They gonna find that kind of stuff out. How you doing, Miss Charm? Miss Venicia? And they young kids too. You know what I'm saying? These kids is young. You know what I'm saying? They said that she just really had a newborn. Like, how old is her youngest child? A young child. You know what I'm saying? It's just really sad. That could have been avoided. But then again, if that was avoided that day, what about the rest of their days? See, they had done shit like that for too many days prior. Like somebody said in the comment section, they were used to that kind of toxic behavior with one another. They were used to that. She was used to it, and so was he. He's a street nigga. He's a motherfucker of coming out of the motherfucking correction, the correctional setting. He's a street nigga. She probably one of them Tatianas and got that kind of mentality. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to let this motherfucker have the last say so. You know what I'm saying? It's some of us like that. Some women is just like that, you know, where even when you're having a agree to disagree moment, you know you just gotta be the motherfucker to say the last shit. You know how you gotta be the one to say the last word? Some of us like that, y'all. Some of us is like that. We don't give a damn about your opinion. I gotta have the last say. She seemed like she gotta have something in there. You know what I'm saying? She gotta make her she gotta put that out there. She gotta make what she's saying known. How you doing, Miss Don? Orlando Anderson, I love your streams. I appreciate that. Thank you. She gotta make that known. I'm telling y'all, I know that to be facts. That used to be me. I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. I used to like toxic shit. Like I used to be in toxic shit too. This is why I know the difference between seeing somebody who's battered versus somebody who just liked it, that kind of activity at one point in time in their life where you just did not know how to walk the fuck away. You had to have the last motherfucking word. You know what I'm saying? Some women like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of them just like that. He thought that he were putting that kind of fear on that young lady where he would say shit like what he said, where he picked up the utensil over there that you cut vegetables with, that sharp. He thought that that was actually going to shut her the fuck up. And he should have known it wasn't. Because he know what they have been through prior. None of this is new to that young man, just like it was not new to her. None of the behavior. None of the behavior was new to neither one of them. But it could have been prevented. But I really feel like the reason why he did that, the reason, because why wouldn't you have unalived her before? Y'all been together and y'all been toxic way before, because this is what the both of their families have come out and made statements and said. He had a brother that came live and made his statement. They all say that the both of them was toxic for each other. So if he really wanted to KILL her, he would have really done that a while ago. I really felt like he had to shut her up because she was going too deep into something that he did not want the world or people that he knew to know. which was what really happened to his homie Obi, the one that she mentioned. When she mentioned that name, he knew that if she told that to them many motherfuckers that were watching, that it was also going to be people from their hometown watching, and it was going to also be family of that person's watching, and that the news would spread like wildfire. He had to shut her the fuck up in a permanent way. He wasn't going to let her live after that. You know what I'm saying? After that, after she even said that to him, if she did not choose to speak on it on that particular live, it would have been all right. But he knew that she was going to talk and tell the world on another motherfucking day. It had nothing to do with him unaliving her because she had a big ass mouth. He could have did that shit a while ago. Both of them could have did that shit a while ago. He really did not want his wife to put that kind of shit out there. And it's still, and this is why he turned it on him. It's still finna get out there. No matter what, it's already out. It's already out. Them two been through this before. This is not their first show. This is not their first run. This is not their first rodeo of toxicity. It's sad that it have to come. And then do you see all of the reactions that this man was getting? I'm talking about who liking shit like that. Who actually, I'm talking about, you see all them likes and stuff going up, hearts, and it should be sad faces going all throughout that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should be actually pressing the love button or the like button on no unhealthy ass shit like that you actually witnessing and watching. Like, what kind of world are we living in when that kind of shit is actually considered entertainment to most motherfucking people? I'm talking about something that could be detrimental as it did. The outcome was detrimental for the both of them. Why is it that so many people will find to hit the like and heart buttons on something so serious and they feel like this is entertaining, where nobody don't feel like they should intervene? Now that's what's sickening to me. I'm finna actually drop my link because whoever got something to say about this right here, you can come up here and say it. I'm finna drop my link. That's kind of strange that we live in a world where a lot of people find that kind of toxic behavior to be a form of entertainment. Just like the outcome on the last one, it was just that same way. I mean, it be infidelity. Why are y'all together when you don't trust one another? Y'all gonna argue every motherfucking day. Do you know that? It's gonna be an everyday thing. Why are you allowing yourself to go through that kind of heartache? I mean, just why? Why are you allowing that? Because it is a choice, people. I keep saying that is. This is why both of them have to be held accountable. A lot of people just can't say, oh, well, he's a woman beater, and oh, well, he's doing this because she allowed him to be a woman beater to her. She stayed. You know what I'm saying? It's a choice in everything we do. If you see that a man is controlling and you see that a man put his hands on you the first time, vice versa, a woman, because men go through this shit too with women. If you see the signs in your mate or your significant other and you really don't want to put up with that kind of behavior, you don't have to accept that kind of shit because that's your wife. Or you don't have to accept that because that's your husband. Them titles are not strong enough to say, oh, I have to accept this shit because this is my wife. Or I have to accept this shit because that's my husband. No, it's not. And nobody should never encourage nobody of no kind of relationship to stay in something super toxic like that. I don't care if you married or not. Because the outcome turns out just like this, where you can't come back from it, because neither one of them can't be brought back. Neither one of them. He have already unalived her. He has already unalived this girl. Then he flees and authorities catch up to him and he turns his weapon on himself. So he took himself out by suicide. But see, if they had departed, if they had the strength to actually walk away from one another, the both of them will still be here today. If they had the strength to walk away from one another, clearly the both of them struggle in that area that they could not walk away from one another. They liked it that, do you see how they laugh and how they grin? What's so funny? Like, what's really so funny? What's funny? It's not funny. That kind of stuff not funny. When we know the outcome can turn to be a deadly one like it did, a tragic one. We know that sometimes the outcome can turn out like that. A lot of men who in relationships like that with women who like that, they know that. And a lot of women who in relationship with controlling ass men, y'all know that. But again, you choose to say no to you because you like whatever the fuck it is you like, and you just stay. If they had departed and went their own way, both of them will be here today. Simple as that. If they had been strong enough to walk away, the both of them will be here today. And that's how I feel about that. They both had ways of toxicity. This is why, to me, the both of them are held accountable to how the outcome took place and how this shit went down. She could have very much, her friend should have been a better friend to her. I know you got to feel like shit today. Whoever that young lady was talking to, I know that person got to feel like shit. Because if you was on the live and just from the little bit of the live, I didn't see the whole damn live. But from the little bits of the live that I seen and heard her ass in the back, you definitely didn't give your friend no legitimate advice. You sounded just as loud and ghetto, like you were just gaslighting that shit, hyping her up type shit. When you should have said to her, friend, let it go. You should have been talking to your friend like this, friend. You done been down this road how many times? When you gonna wake up, friend? Let it go. Walk away. Let him just keep talking to himself. Go leave the house. Walk away. Go take a walk. Go take a drive. Go in the other room and close the door, friend. And just really think about your life. Really think about what you've been through with this man already. Do you want to continue to go through the same thing with this man, or do you want better? You should have been telling your friend that. You should have been saying shit like that to your friend instead of doing like, damn, and damn, doing all that. I know she got to feel like shit today. Mm-mm. Because, honey, you ain't the right. That couldn't be me. That couldn't be me. I couldn't see myself doing that. And this my friend. And I'm hearing how y'all talking to each other. And I'm sure she watched the live. I'm sure the person she was on the phone with was on that live. She was right there on the damn live with 12,000 other motherfuckers. I was blown away by the number of motherfucking people that tuned in to that. At the time they tuned in. And I'm sure that out of the 12,000 people, all 12,000 of those people was not people of drama. See, a lot of people who drama feel don't like to read positivity either. They'll all bypass some shit like that. They don't like nobody feeding you something that's really credible or legit. They don't see them kind of comments. They see all the negative shit and they read all the negative shit. They don't pay attention to nobody trying to shine some light on something that looks to be horrible and look to give you some legitimate advice. They looking to give you some advice to where you gonna think about it. They like to read all that bullshit, the negative shit. They pay attention to the negative, just like think about it. When you get trolls in your motherfucking room, y'all pay attention to that shit, right? That shit gets y'all attention. Meanwhile, you got a lot of other motherfuckers in there trying to tell you, oh no, don't let it go. Let it go. Them the kind of motherfuckers you go off on when they telling you shit like that. See, that's another thing. A lot of people don't like to see what positive people come through. They bypass and overlook that kind of shit. But they pay attention to every piece of negative shit. Every piece of negative comment. You see this shit. You see that, you read that, you soak that shit in. But nobody can give you no motherfucking credible advice, no legitimate advice. Out of all of the 12,000 motherfuckers that watched that live, all 12,000 of them were not people of drama. They were actually seeing how this shit was unfolding. Like if I was on that motherfucker, oh, this serious. When somebody threatened you, I'm sure that's not the first time he ever threatened her either. This is why she made the post she made. You got to think. This is why she made the post she made. Now she probably was worried that he would do something to her because she already knows, she probably heard that before. You know how many times he threatened her on that live? A lot. Do you know how many times he threatened her, whether it was to beat her ass? That's a threat. Okay. When you picked up that sharp utensil that you cut vegetables with, that's a threat. Clearly, he had a firearm in there. Whole threat. You also have to pay attention to the part of the video when she mentioned the person's name that he didn't want her to speak on. And somebody asked where he was, and she said, oh, he over there. That motherfucker was in the cut. He was up in the motherfucking cut loading up. That motherfucker was in the cut getting it ready because he knew what he was finna do to his wife. You have to pay attention to when. Oh, I got somebody here. Pay attention to where on the live where they said where her husband, and she was like, oh, he over there. He don't want the word to get out or whatever. Woo, 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 woo. That motherfucker was in the cut. He was in the cut getting it ready because he already knew what he was going to do to his wife. Sad. What's going on, sis?
It's okay.
So what's your take on this right here? Or have you seen this live?
I did actually. I saw it. I saw the live last night. I will say this because there's a whole story to
Wait,
this.
turn your volume up some, sis, because I can't hear you a little bit.
Now,
Yeah, I
can you
can
hear me?
hear you a little bit better.
Okay. I'm gonna turn this down too. Actually, so there's a whole backstory to this because I had seen the live yesterday, so I had already began digging just based off what I seen in the live. So, do anybody know how they met? Because she used to be a CO at the prison. That
Oh, because he does come from. Okay, so break it down though, sis, because I ain't see the live. I know that he come from the correctional setting, so she used to be a CEO. Okay.
CO at the prison that he was in. That's how they started dealing. She lost her job behind that.
And you know what's so crazy though, sis? They actually making that something big right now. Y'all ain't hearing about that in the news about CEOs sleeping with inmates.
Yes. Yep. Yep. The whole thing is, of course, while he was locked up, she was doing her thing. Now, the one thing I'm not really sure on as far as details is if they got married while he was locked up or did they get married when he got out. I think somebody that may know more I think they got married while he was locked up because see, he went to jail. They met while she was working there. He was already in prison. When he got out, he ended up going again because
Wow.
he did get he came across some money. He won the settlement and everything like that. And
Right. Yep. I heard them talking about that part too. Yep. Mm-hmm.
uh, he he got locked up again. So she had all access to his money because at this point,
Right. Right. Yep. Yep. I heard them talking about that on TikTok. Yep. Okay. Yep.
so she she apparently was doing some things with the money. You know what I'm saying? She was spending the money. Now I'm not saying that she was spending money on these different men because I don't think she was doing that. But the stuff that they had acquired together, her and the Frenchman, you know, she picking some of these niggas up in one of these vehicles, one of their shared vehicles. Uh, he seen footage off a ring camera of her.
Yeah, they were saying about that too. But was he seeing that from jail though, sis? Though was he seeing that shit from the prison?
He's no, he was released at this point. At this point, he out. You know what I'm saying? So he got out. He ended up getting a job, whatever. Um, he ended up getting a job. He was making it seem like he had thought he was making it seem like somebody was breaking in his crib. This is what he was saying. He was on his way to work, and she had brought a dude over there to the crib while he go
Mm-mm.
on work. And the ring camera, so I don't know if it was her, but I think she tampered with one of the ring cameras so that he would not see dude come over there. But that's what alerted him because it went off. But he claimed like I think somebody breaking in, so he was like he called his brother, and his brother, you know what I'm saying, he telling his brother that he thinking somebody trying to break in the crib, so he ended up going back home. He doubled back home. He go back home. And he catch her and another dude in the house, on some getting busy type of situation.
Oh snap! Oh Lord!
Here's the thing. Here's my take on this. My take on this is both of them,
Yeah, right.
both
Both of them out. They out of pocket, ain't they? Both of them.
out of pocket because y'all both cheated on each other. Y'all both cheated on each other. This is something that y'all both were doing. Y'all both now every he's clearly the aggressor in the live, like you said, but she was definitely a provoker. She for sure.
Exactly. She was. That's what I see too because kept agging at him when he was telling her to leave her alone, leave him alone.
If you got now with the last statement that you made on your Facebook, if you felt, I'm just gonna say this because you could cry out for help all day long, but people also we gotta also think that just because that's her last post, it doesn't mean that she didn't make posts similar to that prior, which means that
She
they
did make posts similar to that prior. They talked about that on TikTok. She had posts prior to that one.
know that lets me know that it's clearly a pattern of behavior with both of them. It's clearly a pattern of behavior with both.
Exactly. I agree with that.
No one took y'all serious. No one took y'all serious because y'all, this is what y'all do. This is what both of y'all do. You already know that you got a nigga that like to put hands on you, so you can't come out here and act as if you're just this battered woman and you're a victim. You're not, man, because there's a
She
lot
not
of
no victim, so she be doing that too. She be causing some of that. Did you see his
right.
brother video? The one that you seen his brother video? Talking about
But
the
what
what's his name? What's her husband name? I don't know. Is it Dutchman or Frenchman?
I think his name is Trey the Frenchman.
Okay, but his brother came forth with a video where he was saying, "I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I didn't take you serious." He was saying shit like that.
And I and that was the whole point, because like you said earlier in the live, that family members had already said. But first of all, let me just double back real quick. Aaron left his stuff here. Let me just double back real quick if we gonna keep it a being. If you remember in the live, okay, uh, she had a friend
On the
in the
phone.
live that was on the cell phone with her. She was on the phone with. That
Exactly.
friend is just as toxic because her statement was this. If anybody did watch the live, she said that She didn't want to. She had never physically met him. She said that the friend said she had never physically met him because he had threatened to unalive her. I gotta watch my words. He had threatened to unalive her, so she had never physically met him before. She just know what kind of guy he is based off her friend. So
Telling her exactly. Right. She wasn't giving, but she was gaslighting her friend. She not no good. She
said, man,
yeah, she was gaslighting her up.
she was, and that's another problem because first of all, the problem that I have with the world that we live in is people promote these people just really promote these type of toxic relationships. Like you said before, I'm just as disgusted as you are when you seen all of those likes and all of these
Right. You see all the likes and love going up in the comment. How?
to such a toxic environment in life. And let's not mention, you got to remember that night. One of those kids was there that night because the man went out. I don't know if he went to the front door. Now the same little black that he got in his mouth when he was over there by the stove putting them pasta noodles in that pot. He had went to the door. Now she was outside. The doorbell was ringing. So he went and answered the door and let her in.
And
She
she said something about him dropping the black ashes because the kids. Right. I see what y'all. I know what you talking about. Yep. She said that in the live.
said, right there, y'all doing this type of shit around y'all in the house with y'all kid in it.
Exactly. You sure right about that too. You sure
Kid,
right.
and the kid was so unbothered that the kid stayed in their room.
Right. And you would think that they wasn't there, but you sure right. Because when he let her in, she mentioned that because of the kids being in the house. Exactly.
Yeah. So that is an environment that was toxic all the way around the board, and it's too familiar. It's too familiar, and everybody sitting up in here, like you said, you can't take no sides because, ma'am, regardless. Now I'm gonna tell you, she was 27, he was 36. I so check this out though. Regardless, now everybody could say she was young. Sure, she was young. We all had our toxic moments. But at some point, if you really thought that this man was so harmful to you, why didn't you go? You could have left while he was alive. You didn't have to constantly be walking behind him, interrupting him, arguing with him. None of that, especially if you felt like you really needed to get away from him.
And then she could have left when the motherfucker went back to jail the second time if you felt like you didn't know how to walk away.
On you, he been putting his hands on you. That's not new.
Right.
It's not new. That's not new to you, and that's not new to anybody that know y'all. So you had time to get out. You had time to make your exit point. You really did. You just like it just as much as he did, and just as much as he do. See, you turned on by the gold. You turned on by the fact that he's a street nigga. You turned on by the fact that he came across a nice little settlement bag. So all of these things is what kept you. It didn't matter that he was putting hands on you, beating on you, because he had been doing that. You could have been left.
Right. Right.
Left. He could have been left. Like he said, he had left for months. He had up and left, and he was gone for months. Fam, you could have stayed gone. Truthfully.
Right.
And
Did
then,
you also picked up the part when he first started though? He said that he was spending the night at whoever else house, one of his partners' house. He was spending the night. He wasn't even coming home. That girl could have been left.
yeah, you had too much time to leave. Y'all had too much time to break away. Y'all didn't have to be together. There was time to break away. You had that time. You had that type of time. So they both went down because of something that they kept doing. They kept playing with each other. First of all, y'all married. He had no respect for you because he calling you all out your name. That's not how you talk to your wife whatsoever. She didn't call him out his name at all. She didn't
Right. She
disrespect
didn't say not one word of calling him out his name. He was doing that. Right.
of that. He said you a bitch that get beat. That's what he said. You the type of bitch that get beat. This is your wife. You don't have no respect for this girl because to you she's a hoe. She's a hoe because you hearing about all these guys that she's sleeping with. But that's no different than what you was doing because you were sleeping with different women too, sir. So
Exactly. Yeah, they both were. That's why I say I don't they both accountable to me. I don't pick sides. Now a lot of people are picking sides. So like a lot of people find him to be wrong for what he did. He wrong for unaliving her in that manner when he could have walked away. I'm gonna say that. He could have walked away. He didn't have to unalive her. If you felt like your life was falling into shit, and then another thing he said is this that he had a reading. He said he went to a psychic. And he said a psychic told him that somebody of his white family had a hoax on him as to why he felt like his life was going downhill and spiraling down. He felt like somebody out of his wife put a hoax on him, but it was just the devil playing with both of their minds.
thing, and what's crazy. See, that's my thing. It's too much of the applaud. You got the pretty girl, you got the pretty girl, you got the Rush Street dude. That's those are not relationship goals if y'all don't even like each other for real. Y'all might look the part, y'all might look cute together while y'all out when y'all playing this family role or happy role, y'all might look the part, but y'all not the part. Y'all not the part. Y'all don't respect each other. Y'all don't respect y'all vows. Y'all didn't respect y'all marriage. Y'all didn't even have respect for y'all shorties because y'all doing all that while y'all shorty is in the very next room. That's insane. That's absolutely diabolical to me. So neither one of y'all had respect for anything that y'all was supposed to be doing as husband and wife. You went and again, if this man could put hands on you so much so that he's putting hands on you while you were carrying his child, that type of shit should be telling you everything you need to know. That
Exactly, because she sure said it. She sure said that because, like I said, that young lady had a child that was not his, and then they had one together. So she did say that. She said that in the live, like, yeah, you beat me while I was pregnant. But again,
yeah,
some people like that kind of activity. Like some women like to be beat on, though.
both laughing at each other. She talked about some. Hold on, let me put my shoes on because you might.
Exactly. Since you seen that part, like they both was laughing at each other. Like, what's so funny?
How is this funny? How is this funny? And how is this even cute? Y'all got a son. Y'all have a son. You raising your son up to believe that it's okay to hit women, and you raising your son. And on the other aspect, you showing your son that it's okay that a woman should stay or still do. Like, what kind of examples are y'all? What kind of example are any one of y'all for these kids? And now one of y'all both was very immature. I don't care how much money or how famous you were. Y'all both were very immature. Y'all both were emotion. Both of them were emotionally unstable.
Damaged goods. Exactly. Emotionally damaged. You're right.
And you both had no capacity. Y'all both had commitment issues because neither one of y'all was faithful. Y'all had
Right.
multiple
You sure
issues.
right about it. That's why you couldn't even pinpoint who bought what to one another because they both been dealing with STDs, stepping outside their marriage, sleeping with whoever they wanted to.
So y'all was together for all the wrong reasons. All the wrong reasons. All of them. All of them was wrong. All
Mm-mm.
now because I don't know because there was something there was two things going around saying that he beat her, and then there was another one saying that he pum her. So I don't really know the manner in which he took her out, but then he went and took himself out.
To be honest, sis, I feel like he beat her up because I feel like he beat her up and pum her because he definitely hit her as to how that live ended up going the way it went. He knocked her the phone down, like he hit her. That looked like he hit her, and I'm sure he beat that girl up because they were going too deep with one another. He beat her up, and like I said, he wanted to pum her because she was finna go too deep
Oh
with the
yeah.
deep
Oh,
dark
yeah,
secret.
yeah, because here's another thing. Let's go into that. Let's go into that because this is about. Now the guy Odie. Now here's what people probably he had already committed a murder that he got away with. He committed a murder that he got away with, but he told her that. He told her
Exactly. Right.
she was going to air that out. on live. That's why she
Wait, who was gonna air what out?
she's gonna air that out. Odie is that one. That's the reason why he got mad. That's
Right, because she was finna tell the world that he actually did that.
yes. That's
Right.
what got her. That's what got her took out because he had got away with that. He got away with that one.
Exactly, sis. That's what I said. Cause it wasn't he wasn't gonna pum her just cause her mouth was reckless like that. He already know how her mouth is. He did that because she was finna tell on the world, and he was finna be found out that yep, you had your homeboy unalived.
That's exactly what. That's who Odie is.
Right, right, right.
That's who Odie is. The friend that he then dealt with.
Right,
And
right. The one that he didn't have unalived and portrayed to be a caring soul around their family and everything. And she was finna air that ass out. And that's why he took her out.
exactly why he took her out.
That's why. Yeah, that's why. That's what I'm saying. That's what I agree. He took her out because of that right there. He didn't want that girl to have no way to talk. Because even if she wasn't gonna talk on that live, she was gonna talk. And he knew she was gonna talk. He had to get rid of her.
Yeah, that's why he took her out. That's I strongly believe that because it wasn't about nothing else. They already been doing everything else. They had already been doing everything else to each other. He had already been beating her because her mouth is reckless. His mouth is reckless. They already fighting each other. That one that he didn't take her out because her mouth was reckless. He took her out.
Exactly. No, because he would have been did that if that was gonna be the case. He would have did that a while ago. Now listen, I got this other video. I'm finna read some of y'all comments, but I got this other video too that I want y'all to listen to that I said it make a lot of whole damn sense. Miss Alicia said so they were just fucking and sucking and cheating and having babies, and then boom, they dead. This crazy. Crazy as hell. Exactly. They both
Mm-hmm.
were so they both were hoes. I didn't know she was a CEO.
Well, she was a CO at the facility. That's how she met him.
They out of Georgia. Somewhere in
Yeah,
Georgia this happened.
that's exactly how she met him. She lost her job behind that though.
Mm.
She
Where
lost
is
her
the video? I've been trying to find it. They must have took it down. Yeah, you're not gonna find. I don't think you're gonna find it. You're not gonna find that video. Damn, and that's crazy because they talking about the CEOs here. I'm talking about that was on the motherfucking news. They talking about the motherfucking CEOs that's being a problem with CEOs, motherfucking fucking inmates, and the motherfucking couple CEOs ended up losing their jobs because they deal with smuggling drugs in for the inmates, giving them phones, all kind. This is at the HOC. They were just talking about that motherfucking shit. How the CEOs up in there screwing all the inmates,
it's
smuggling in drugs and phones and shit for them. The motherfuckers, I said these motherfuckers actually jeopardize their career for a
and
motherfucking inmate.
I think that's extremely it's stupid because before you have to get first of all they take that serious. That is a big part of their policy. That is a big part of their policy. You are not to become extra friendly with no inmate. None. You're not. Y'all, did you do too much? You came up in there. You saw, of course. But see, this is why I said, and this still don't take away the LGBTQ because you could do that too. But this is why I feel like females should not be COs in male prisons, and male COs should not be in female prisons. I just don't agree with it. I don't.
Right.
I
I
don't.
mean, I think it should be like that too. I think if you're gonna be a CO as a woman, you should work with women, and then males should work with males. Yeah.
Yeah, that. I mean, that'll bring it down dramatically. Now, that's not to say that there ain't gonna be some same.
Same
Uh,
sex things going on, right? Because if the right, it still will probably be that due to some people being lesbians, and being turned on by some of them women and some of them men. But yeah, I mean, I mean that's just not normal to me. I'm sorry. What the fuck am I gonna see in a motherfucking inmate? What the fuck can this motherfucker do for me? This motherfucker is behind four motherfucking walls in here, and I'm finna be jeopardizing my motherfucking livelihood and my motherfucking career to be bent over in a motherfucking cell or a motherfucking jailhouse bathroom fucking on the inmate? Hell no.
Big red flag. I'm talking about big red flag. I can't. I don't understand it. I can't wrap my mind around it.
Hell no. I can't even see myself doing no bullshit like that.
Ever. I don't think so. I don't even.
Melissa, how you doing, Miss Destiny? Hell no. I can't see my why?
But not.
Why y'all over here jeopardizing y'all livelihoods like that? And then y'all smuggling in drugs from the outside to keep this shit going on in the inside so these motherfuckers can be big time in the inside of there. Listen, no. Hell
It's
no.
insane to me. That whole situation was absolutely disturbing. It's disgusting, and what's ridiculous is it's becoming too normal. It's becoming too normal. People are airing. First of all, I don't get the whole point of coming out because you know you're finna lay next to this person at the end of the day. So why y'all coming on social media airing each other out, knowing that once you turn the phones off, y'all about to lay up with each other?
Right. And they clearly been doing that more than one time. The people that watch them know that this is what they come on social media and do because a lot of people were also saying, well, yeah, she was definitely somebody in a messed up relationship because she used to talk about that on her social media. But she was still laying down with him though.
Was sure was sure
She was
was.
she was still laying down with him and so was he. Like they were doing the same shit. Like the same thing.
That's why I don't get it. I don't get that whole point. You coming out here finna really air each other out. Y'all talking about you bringing all your home problems, everything that's going on in your home or with your significant other to social media, and y'all still finna be with each other. If that ain't the definition of toxic, I don't know what it is.
Right. That definitely is. Over an inmate. Sad. They just had a case. A girl got pregnant and fell in love with the inmate. Her friend got jealous and she reported it, and they all were fired. Her friend was sleeping with him too. Sad.
That's another thing. I'm like, can't y'all not see? Because first of all, these men are around men all day. So understand when they see a female CEO that they feel like they could finesse, talk too sweet. What makes you think he ain't gonna do that to you or any other female CEO? What
Exactly.
to do that? That's what these niggas is going to do. They got nothing but time on their hands.
Right. An inmate isn't in my league. Hell no. Never that. Never that. Hell no, never that. Motherfucker, now you gonna have to man down, pipe down. We ain't on that. This is a professional thing right here. We ain't doing that. You can't even look at me like that. Don't even do that. Okay, if you fuck around and get that kind of CEO that don't do that, because if you do it too many times, I'm gonna have to report your ass, and you might find your ass spending many nights in that dark hole. Okay, you might find yourself spending many nights in the motherfucking dark room. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna keep doing that. This is not that.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Now two people gone. Two people gone and nobody took it serious because too many people, everybody seen it. Everybody kept seeing it. It was a normal thing.
Exactly. That's what that showed me too. With even that many people on the live, they used to seeing them do that though. They used to seeing them do that. So to them, that was like entertainment. To them people was actually thrown off when that shit actually went real and went left that time because they used to seeing them argue. They used to seeing them bring their shit to the internet like that. So to a lot of them people that was watching her and him, they was even surprised, which I don't understand how the fuck they could be when the shit went left. How could you be surprised when this is what y'all watch when y'all see them come up on here, they arguing or they bringing a personal life to the internet? How?
Right. That's why I don't get it. I ain't gonna, for the life of me, I ain't gonna get it. She got took out because she was finna air him out. She was finna tell that one thing that he got away with.
Exactly, and that's what he took her out for. I don't care what nobody say. I feel the same way. Since that I knew that once I seen that and seen so many different clips of that, I said the reason why her husband did her in like that because he already know she was finna tell his deepest dark secret about his homie, about him having him unalive, and he had something to do with it. And then He didn't want that boy's family to find that shit out. That's why he unalived her.
That's what it is to me. That's what I took it as, because everything else was normal. That was normal content that they had when they went live. Everything else was normal content. I want to talk about all the little.
He said that to her though on the live. He said you're gonna die now. He told her you gonna die. When she said that person's name, she said, "Tell him about Obi."
Yeah, sure did.
She said, "Tell him about Obi." He said, "You tell him about Obi." He was like, "You gonna die now." He knew what she was trying to do. He knew it. That's why he took her out.
Exactly why he took her out. Sure is.
That's why he took her down. Because of that. He didn't want her to open her mouth on that, and she definitely was.
Oh yeah.
She definitely was gonna. She definitely was. Oh, she didn't like the fact that he told all the world about all that shit that she did. Oh yeah, she was definitely gonna rat his ass out.
Was
She definitely was gonna do it.
Was he already? That's why I don't. That's
Now I
another.
said, why would this dumb motherfucker tell her that anyway?
Right.
If you knew you had something to do with that and you were behind the scenes, why the fuck would you tell her that? Somebody that you always arguing with. Why would you tell her something that personal that you know could take you down back to the correctional facility? Why?
Right. That's what a lot of people were saying. A lot of people were saying that, like, some things you ain't never supposed to tell nobody. Like, if you gonna do that, you're gonna have to keep that to yourself. Cause why would you? The moment y'all break bad, that's dirt.
Exactly. That's dirt that and then I'm sure she got the dirt and she got the ways of proving it too. So
Right.
why the fuck would you tell her that anyway? That's kind of stupid. Let me play this last video for y'all to hear though what this young girl said about. She was basically just talking about how this is becoming to be so normalized with people, how people watching this kind of stuff on social media is just making it such a normalized thing to where people don't intervene, and that people of the internet is a problem, a part of the problem at least. So let this play real quick.
The whole thing is problematic. And I'm sick and tired of seeing on my timeline, such and such kills his wife on live, such and such kills her boyfriend on live, such and such kills best friend on live. That is not okay. And as a community, we need to have legitimate conversations about this. Not the whole, oh, woe is me, da 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 da, this one was a victim. All of us are culpable for this shit. Sitting here giving these people platforms. Sitting here watching these live streams of these women getting their asses beat, getting shot up on live streams, normalizing, going back to your husband and your boyfriend when they do whatever. And I don't want nobody to be like, well, it's not just black people. Fuck you. I'm black. I cater to black issues. Stay on fucking topic. Stop this nonsense of literally normalizing this behavior because that's how it was always done. Stop the fucking bullcrap, bro. Like, it gets to a point where it's just like, what do you want us to do? This is fucking embarrassing. It is embarrassing. When people see black people, this is what we are associated with. When people see black love and black relationships, this is what it is associated with. Whether we're talking about influencers and TikTok stars and content creators or celebrities, it is absolutely ridiculous how normalized this is in our communities. We need better role models. We need to learn how to report things and go about things the right way. We need to learn how to stop giving toxic people platforms. This is why I can't. There's so many like influencers I had to fucking block because it's like, I'm not about to sit here and keep watching the fact that your boyfriend beating on you and your girlfriend did this, da da da, and you just keep going back. We're not, like, I can't, if I don't normalize it with people in my personal life, I cannot normalize it on the internet. And I feel like all of us as watchers and viewers and subscribers and whatever, we are part of the problem. You're sitting here giving them hundreds of thousands, millions of followers when you know they're not good examples. What y'all need to understand is social media, all of it is dopamine. That's why we're on it so much. This is why I film. Okay, like, listen, like I said, I've been diagnosed, okay? I have bipolar disorder, all that shit. It's a dopamine hit. The likes, the follows, the views is a dopamine hit. What do you think happens when you normalize this behavior? What do you think happens when you're following a fucking woman beater? When you're following a victim of DV? I'm not saying don't follow them, to help, But when you're liking the posts of them talking about how they went back to they ain't shit husbands after they emotionally or physically abused them, when you're sitting there and you're liking the posts of them waving a glicky in the fucking live streams or whatever, like, y'all are literally giving them the ammo. And obviously everyone is responsible for their own actions, but us as a community, us as viewers, is playing a very toxic part in it. The people who are in the lives of these people, the people who are following these people, sharing this stuff, giving positive commentary on the toxicity, are a huge part of the problem as well. Like I said, this is a very, very fucked up situation. I don't like it at all. I think it's absolutely disgusting. I think the whole thing is problematic, but most importantly, all of this could have been avoided. And it's not the first time. It is not the last time. People will continue to do caca on live. People will continue to take each other's lives on live. And I just want you guys to literally subscribe to people with the thought of what's actually going on. Actually think about it, okay? If you're sitting here and you're following people that's doing all this ghetto, riffraff, whatever nonsense, all of this problematic, toxic, dangerous, deadly shit, understand that you're part of the problem, because at that point you're following and you're subscribing to see the mess, and they're going to keep giving you the mess. That's what all of this is. As an influencer, a content creator, whatever, the whole point is to make content that gets views and gets clicks, okay? A lot of times, a lot of people who are in this space do not know how to differentiate. They don't know the difference, okay, between entertainment and pure problematic behavior that just happens to be giving them a lot of attention, okay? It's unfortunate. I think both of them to blame. I don't care who gave who what, who slept with who, Again, we're not even going to go through all those rumors. You can feel free to go click on another video about that. Go on TikTok, go on Facebook. You can feel free to do that. We're not going to do that here. Both of them are at fault, because now both of them have kids that are going to be growing up without parents simply because they wanted to do goofy shit. I don't want no one to say that I'm victim blaming and I'm doing this, that, and the third, and I'm being insensitive now. Somebody has to be real about this shit. Okay, I'm not about to sit here and have water in my eyes like, oh my God, I feel so. At the end of the day, okay, we need to do better. We need to understand the red flags as they are. The way she's carrying on, she's smiling and laughing and all of that, could be embarrassment. Could be the fact that she didn't take this serious. Could be the fact that she's heard this before, because this is nothing new. Just like he could have walked away from the situation and not did what he did, she could have also walked away from the situation and not sat there and egged the whole thing on the phone with her friend. Both of them are to blame in this situation, as is any type of situation like this, because it comes to a point where it's just like, what exactly do you want the public to do? When you put it on the internet, when you're making posts, and what do you want to do? It's one thing to share your story, especially after the fact, but like, you're sitting here and you're putting this situation out there like it is a normal one, and it is not. You're literally commoditizing your relationship. Meanwhile, like, it is not a relationship to be commodified. Like, you're putting all of your situations out there that you know is not good to get what type of response. When you put shit out there, people are going to have a response to it, whether you like the response or not. And of course, my final point, like I said in the beginning, there is help. Take the resources.
I agree with her. Totally.
Yep, 100%. That's exactly how you wrap that up. There's no point, because what are you expecting the public to do? Like, what can we do with this information? Because I'm sure everybody know about DV. Everybody knows about that. That is not a new subject. So when you come out here and y'all put this toxicity out here for people like us to see, what exactly are y'all hoping to gain from it other than a click and a view and a like? And to be honest, we should nobody be liking it at all. It's not something that you like, because it's nothing positive about what y'all putting out here. There's nothing positive about it. It doesn't matter if the people that's watching it, some of them are DV victims. That's not that could be a trigger for somebody who has been in DV relationships, because they see y'all going through that. That could be a trigger. Y'all not positive out here. So what exactly is the point of y'all putting it out here for? What other than a click and a view?
Right.
It's damaging. It does more damage than it does good. It's very damaging. It's damaging to y'all. It's damaging to the people that y'all are connected to because it looks bad. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It is very distasteful. What are and then y'all are parents. Please understand that y'all are parents. Y'all could have lost y'all kids even if he hadn't did what he did. You do enough of that CPS and come and take your kids away because they can clearly see that the kid is being raised in a toxic environment. I don't care if the
Right.
house or not. I don't care if they live in the suburbs in Georgia where they stay. I don't care if they got brand new cars. Their environment is toxic. No kid should have to go through that. And it was too normal because the kid didn't cry. The kid wasn't screaming. The kid
Right.
didn't out to peek out to see what was going on. That kid hear that every day. That's why the kids stayed in their room.
Right. That's so true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they both at fault in my eyes. I'm not one of these people out here looking at that story and really taking sides as to him being the fault. Only thing I'm gonna say to the story about what he did is he could have simply just left her. He didn't have to unalive her. And if he felt like his life really wasn't shit, why you just didn't unalive yourself? You don't have to take nobody with you.
Right.
But see, they liked it, that kind of activity in their relationship. This is what they had prior to this. This is why the both of them laughed and grinned at stuff that was going on. Cause it wasn't nothing funny about that. I didn't find that to be funny.
It wasn't. And the people that did, anybody that thinks that's funny or think that's a form of entertainment, I'm sorry, there's something wrong with you. I think something is wrong with you. Got a
All of them likes and shit like that, of them people liking that shit, like why?
because to you know what I think? I think people that I'm gonna be very honest. I think people that got messed up stuff going on in their life, they like to see somebody else going through something. I think they find that a form of entertainment because they feel like they ain't the only one going through it. But my thing is this: that's not the way you spread awareness. That's not even the way that you spread awareness. Because when you try to spread awareness, that won't be it. That's not it. That's not bringing awareness to anything. All it's doing is showing y'all how both mentally unstable, how emotionally unstable both of y'all are. It lets you know that it don't matter how much you change your zip code or how much money you got in your account. If you're a messed up person, you're a messed up person no matter where you go in this world. You're a messed
Right.
up. Got to get yourself together. You know you ain't got the capacity to be a good person to another human being. Don't involve another human being. Get yourself
Exactly.
get yourself together. Y'all think people be thinking that relationship goals is great because they know how to get a bag together. Y'all might know how to get a bag together. Y'all might know how to put your head together and come up with an idea to get some money. But what does that got to do with y'all capacity to be able to communicate and deal with each other? Y'all have no healthy communication skills. Y'all don't even know how to communicate with each other. Nothing but disrespect is going on. Y'all feel like y'all got to fight each other, physically harm each other to do what? What point are you getting across when you do that? What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's just not healthy at all. And then the outcomes like this, when they happen like this is why I'm not even surprised about the outcome. I'm just saying, I'm not really surprised about the outcome. It's happened before, and like that young lady said, it's gonna happen again because some people just really like that level of negativity and toxicity in their relationships. They just really like it like that. So I'm not even surprised by the outcome at all.
Me either. Me either. Because how much of that can you really how much of that can you really take or be a part of before it gets out of hand? I mean, y'all saying real deep personal things, negative things about each other, and y'all putting it out there for strangers. Y'all don't know these people that's watching y'all. You might
Exactly.
got 12,000 people on your live. How many of those 12,000 people do y'all both personally know? Not very many at all, very small percentage of that. So, all of these strangers get to see just how broken and destructive and dangerous and toxic y'all are, and y'all got kids.
Right. Small kids too. I mean, small children. And now look, the kids is the ones that I feel bad for. I feel bad for them children. Cause like I said, when they get old of age, nothing that people put out here on the internet ain't gonna be something that they can't find when they wondering where they mom at and where they daddy at. And
Right.
that's who I feel bad for, the kids.
Because now, like you said, once it's out there, once it's out here, it's out here. You can't take that. I don't care what you do. There, somebody's gonna always be able to tell that story. They're gonna have to hear about it, and to hear about it. Because what do you tell them when they get old enough? When they start actually asking those questions, what do you tell them?
Right. And how do you tell them? How you explain that? How do you explain that to them? I mean, they gonna be the ones to struggle, and that's just really so. That's what's so sad about it. That's what's so sad because them two, they adults. Them two people was old enough to know better that they knew that that relationship wasn't healthy for neither one of them. Both of them knew that.
It
Both of
sure.
them knew that. They just didn't give a fuck about it because it was probably to them, it was about a view. It was about a show. Like, I mean, it was about a view. They didn't give a fuck about what they put on the internet or what they said about one another. He
Look,
just felt like she was cutting too deep on a deep dark secret that he felt like he was getting away. Like you said, he felt like he already got away with it. So when she brings that up, he don't want her to speak and talk. It's just like leaving no witnesses. Like if a person was coming to commit a crime and they were actually coming to take everybody out, they're not gonna leave no witnesses to go tell who this person is and who they look like. They taking everybody around that motherfucker because they don't want nobody to talk. That's how he felt with her.
that's exactly what that was in my spirit. I can't see it to be nothing else because everything else they had already been doing to each other. They had already been belittling and demeaning each other already. So that was not new territory. She had something over his head that he knew she could actually take him down with.
Right. Yeah. And it would have took him down too. It would have took him down. It would have, and it could have possibly had his life taken. It would
Uh
have
huh.
possibly had his life taken if he didn't take his own. It probably would have even had his life taken because of what he did. And he know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He knows
That's
that too. That's why he took her. That's exactly why he took that young lady. It wasn't about nothing else. It was about that alone.
Yeah, that's the only thing it was. That's the only thing that's the only thing that made sense to me after watching that and gathering all that into. That's the only thing I could come up with because I'm like, it ain't nothing else. Everything else was normal. That was not. That was something nobody was supposed to know, and she was finna tell everybody.
And then the fact that she felt like it was really funny when she was speaking on it, laughing about it, because she knew that she was gonna take you down with it, and you knew that too. That he knew that. He knew that. So he wasn't not gonna give her an opportunity. He wasn't gonna
Yeah,
give her no opportunity after that. Now you gotta go. He already done said that to her. Like, I mean, that young lady heard that man threaten her several times. That wasn't even new to the young lady at all. This is why she still was able to smile after being threatened so many times, and she finds that shit to be funny. That's not her first time even hearing that.
oh wait, Shirley ain't. You already see because before she even brought up Obi's name, he had already put the
The
cutlery
sharp
on her.
utensil on her. Exactly. He had
Right.
already told her that he gonna do something to her with the sharp utensil. Exactly. Like she heard that shit before.
Yep. She was gonna take it. She was gonna raise the stakes on his ass. That's all that was. She finna actually raise the stakes on his ass for sure. And he knew that was gonna cook him. He knew that she was finna cook him with that. He knew that. So he already
Exactly.
knew
Yep.
he
And
wasn't finna
that's
go. Wasn't finna go back to prison. He already knew he wasn't finna go back to prison. That's why he took his own self out.
exactly right. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I mean, that's just the way this cookie crumbled, just like that. People just need to start walking away from people when they see like red flags and folks, and a lot of people be like trying to see good in people, and I get that. I mean, or a lot of people got their reasons for why they choose to try to work things out. Because, like I said, maybe they married, maybe they got children, maybe this is the only person that you ever dated. So you feel like this is the only person you know. You'll put up with anything that this person take you through because you don't want to start over with somebody else. You will rather go through bullshit with a person that you really comfortable with and that you know versus trying to start over with somebody else. But people need to just walk away when you see red flags in people if you don't want to constantly keep going through stuff like this. Because when somebody threaten you and threaten your life, like I'm gonna take you out, or I'll do this to you, itch, or if you do this, itch, I'm gonna do that to you, itch, vice versa with a female doing it to a man, it's time to go.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, I'm not even, I'm sorry. I never thought it was funny or cute or even attractive because you got females out here that'll make it seem like, oh, a man don't love you unless he willing to crash out about you. First of all, I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. I'm not gonna agree with that because if a man tell me that, if you do this, I'll take you out. Please understand that I don't care if he's smiling about it. Please understand there's some truth to that. He said that because he wants you to know.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. You got to
For
believe them.
real,
Mm-hmm.
crash out. There's nothing cute about that when somebody is that possessive over you in any way, or or any kind of argument can trigger them to even take themselves that far to even threaten you in that manner. Why would? How is that deemed attractive? How are you still attracted
Right.
to that?
Mm-mm. Yeah.
I don't
That's
that everybody want to live this. Everybody want to live this wild life. Everybody want a bad boy until that nigga do too much. Everybody want a bad girl until she literally do too much. People got to understand you could see somebody's potential, but potential is literally just that if you're not doing nothing with it. You gotta correct a lot of bad behavior because you're gonna go through stuff with somebody. I don't care who you are, we all got flaws. So you're gonna go through stuff with somebody, but you also gotta be able to use your discernment to walk away when things are not right. You cannot keep denying and ignoring that just because you love somebody. You could still love them, but you could love them from a distance. You got to let people be who they are. You can't change people. The only people that can change them is themselves.
exactly.
Them that requires self work. That requires self work. That requires a lot of discipline, and that requires a lot of determination to change things about themselves that they know could be a hindrance to themselves and somebody else, should they choose to have somebody in their life. But to be sitting up in here playing with people's lives like that just because y'all don't have the willpower to walk away is diabolical to me.
Right. 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 Right.
I don't always know
Mm-mm.
didn't always know this man. You was working at this correctional facility. You didn't know that man existed at one point. He didn't know you existed at one point. How do y'all get with each? How do people get with each other that you didn't know at one point and act like you don't know how to live without them? Especially if the situation is absolutely toxic. Why would I don't understand why people think that's cute. What's cute about it?
Yeah, it's definitely not. It definitely takes some waking up to it too. I mean, you gonna have to, like you said, the only person that can ever change any kind of toxic situation and reverse that to a positive situation is you. A lot of people feel like they can change people, or now I would say a man would do things on a level a man needs to do it for the right person, vice versa for a woman. Like somebody who's out here playing games, if they found the right person, they'll pipe down from doing a lot of things that they do. But it's certain behaviors you got to look for in people that you should not disregard. Like when somebody's just threatening you and they told you that one time, they're very much so capable of doing what they told you. Like that should not be overlooked, disregarded, or none of that. It shouldn't be looked at like that. And you just people got to see that you can't change nobody. People got to want change for their own motherfucking selves when it comes to toxicity, or you gonna forever attract people like that. You gonna forever pick folks like that. You gonna forever go through things like that. It ain't gonna be no change. It's gonna be different people, same situation. It's gonna be different folks, same thing. That's all it's gonna be.
I think I mean I that's what I believe. I strongly believe that, and that young lady said we have to stop giving these people platforms. We have to stop giving these people platforms, but that's almost damn near impossible because unfortunately the world seems to thrive on toxicity. It seems like the world that we live in absolutely thrives on that. It
They
seems
do.
like
You could tell they do though. So it's just based off of that. I mean, look what drama does. If you really ain't about a drama, I mean, if you about a person that's speaking strictly awareness, and this is what you do, that kind of a person versus somebody who like to be drama filled, the positive awareness type of person is not going to get as much attention as the person who actually likes to bring forth drama or entertainment. They're going to get all of the people to engage and listen to that bullshit versus somebody actually out here promoting awareness and positivity. They're not going to get that much publicity from people because people feel like that kind of shit is boring to them. They don't want to listen to shit like that. It's not entertaining to them.
and that right there really should speak volume to most. It should speak volume. That is loud. That's a statement that is very loud because you would rather be entertained than educated. That's what it looks like to me, that people will rather be entertained than educated. Entertainment, you could there's so many ways to find entertainment, but because most people, I just think people love to see other people falling apart. I think people love to see it because it makes them feel like their life is less shitty, or it makes them feel like their situation is not so bad because hey, these two people right here, they look like they getting it in, like they doing well for themselves, and look at the shit they going through behind closed doors, so my life ain't so bad after all. I
Right.
think
That too. That
of
too.
that.
That's definitely a factor. That definitely plays a part too. Yeah, that too.
People just absolutely love it. This is why Cardi B's, Megan Thee Stallions, their stories is so they people are always on their stories because these people got money, they've been in the limelight, they're famous, and yet they go through shit like we do. However, they should seem to be important because of who they are. Not at all. Not at all. They just people just like us. The only difference is they just chose to be entertainers.
Right.
Like matter. They chose to be entertainers. That's the career field they chose to go into. So you see this nigga cheating on this wife. You know how many husbands cheating on their wives? You know how many people getting their ass whooped every day by their boyfriend or their girlfriend? She insecure, going through his phone, slashing his tires, burning his clothes. You
Right.
know how going on in the regular community. People love seeing that shit because they want to be able to see that their life is not so bad. It's terrible. You rather be entertained than educated. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's beyond terrible. It's sad. That's really sad right there.
I'm also
Sad.
you got two people gone, and this is on Father's Day weekend. Two people gone. You supposed to
Right.
Father's Day, sir. You supposed to been having a great Father's Day. You supposed to been getting celebrated on that day, and you didn't make it.
Well, they said he also dealt with like mental health diagnosis too. She was also going into telling them that he take this kind of medication and he on this kind of medication for like mental health issues. So it's just like it's a lot of factors to that right there. A lot of things like maybe that man wasn't taking his medicine the way that he was supposed to. Maybe she got mental health issues too, and that also spiraled out on top of all of the things that they were going through. So because that shit play a part too. It's just like, man, it's crazy.
Which is another thing. Like, why would you? I don't know why people not taking mental health serious. You think because you think because you laying next to a person, if you got a person that is suffering from anything such as depression, because depression looks different on people. Every depression don't show up in the same manner in everybody. Bipolarism, schizophrenia. Why would you even play with somebody that is off in that manner? Why would you? Why? I don't understand that. Like, why would you play with somebody like that and think it's funny? It's not funny.
At all.
It's
Mm-mm.
absolutely dangerous.
Mm-mm.
Results. But I can guarantee you, it's not going to be the last. Well, we already for sure it's not going to be the last. It's just not going to be the last. Because this is going to be something. Now I didn't know these people existed like you didn't, but I can almost guarantee you, damn near everybody know about these people now.
Right. Everybody, it's definitely a trending topic. It's on every social media site too. Everywhere.
I'm gonna be famous for this. You ain't famous because you made some power plays to earn more money. Y'all ain't gonna be known for that. Y'all known for all parts bad in the manner that y'all left this world. It's what y'all.
Exactly. Yep. That's the last impression that they left for people to actually get a whiff of who they could be. That's the last and final impression that most people are gonna that they left for most people to actually see what kind of people they are. It's what they left doing on the internet. Yep.
Because we didn't know if you was a nice guy. We didn't know if you was a nice guy. We didn't know if you was a nice girl. All we know is you was a nigga that clearly like to put hands on your lady. You clearly like to disrespect her. We knew about her is that she likes to provoke. They think it's a game, they think a joke. We know that y'all clearly like to come out here and give these folks a show in a negative way. We know that. We know nothing else about y'all. So that's what we know. Anybody that had never heard of you, this is all we know about y'all. We ain't heard nothing positive because I ain't heard nothing positive about them. I mean, I could see if somebody came out here and be like, well, this is something positive that he or she was doing. I ain't heard none of that yet. I ain't even seen it yet.
I
All
didn't
I
even know who they were, but I mean, clearly this is what they do on their platforms, though. People know them as bringing forth their own dirt. Like this is what y'all do. I never heard of neither one of them, but clearly they both public figures. So it's just like, okay, I never really heard of them, but it's this shit for me. I mean, the viewers that know them, they know that this the kind of toxic shit they bring forth. Hell, they family. They know
so
that this the kind of toxic shit that they into.
so you mean to tell me these folks are public figures simply because
Yeah, they creators. Both of them.
social media with their phone?
Social media creators.
So what was their content? Bashing each other?
Girl, she do TikTok. She's an Instagram. She's everywhere. So is he. You know what I'm saying? But they like to get on and argue and fight amongst each other and press a lie button. And to press a
Mhm.
lie button while they doing it. Like it's just like, really? This is what people find to be intriguing. I'm talking about this is what folks find to be so intriguing, entertainment. This is what they say about what they do. Like, I don't know who the fuck I never heard of neither one of them.
Sir, I promise you I didn't. I had no idea that these folks was content creators. I just didn't know. I didn't know. To be honest, I didn't know that they were content creators until today when
Yep,
I
they
first
creators. They
saw.
creators.
I'm thinking that this is when I seen the live. I'm looking at the live as it's just a couple beefing on social media, and this nigga coming live talking about how he caught her cheating, blah blah blah. I had
They
it was
known creators.
no,
Known creators.
yeah, well, ooh we, I, I guess, anybody
Mm-mm.
content creator nowadays. Your content can be toxic filled, negative filled. That's content though. I'm just who is that supposed to uplift in the community? Who is that supposed to help in the community? Are we supposed to watch you and be like, okay, we don't want to do that? They're the example of what not to do. Was that
Exactly.
Like, is this the content that I'm supposed to be paying attention and be like, okay, this is something that I should not be doing? Because I don't understand. I don't, what kind of content was y'all creating and y'all airing these? Y'all married though. Y'all not just going together. Y'all was whole married out here. But
Right.
you could tell that they marriage was just a whole joke.
It was a joke. It was a joke. I don't even know how long they've been married. And then like the couple prior to them that I was speaking about that maybe happened 2 years ago, I'm gonna say, they were also married
I remember
when
I heard
she unalived him on live.
it
Mm-mm.
one that in their house. I'm trying to think, where did that happen from? Well, I don't know if that was
In their
down.
house, remember her mama was in there cooking food.
Yes, sure was. I remember that. I said, and that was terrible because again, here it is. But in that situation, that man was actually trying to go. He was actually trying to go. She
Right.
looked like she didn't want him to go. She was doing everything in her power to keep him from going. First of all,
Exactly. Yeah, because she was worried about him sleeping with XYZ,
the
doing XYZ.
mom in the house cooking, but the mom's still bogus because she was chiming in on
Exactly. So you know which one I'm talking about, yeah, because she was a yeah.
chiming
Mm-hmm.
her daughter, and I'm like, at what point? I need somebody to help me understand though, because I don't know everything, so I'll be confused at one point because I can't sit here if I see something getting back because I think she pumed him. If I remember, did she pum him?
Yes, you did.
Remember
Uh-huh.
that? So he already come in the crib. He came in to the crib. The mom was in the kitchen cooking. She causing an argument because she felt like he doing X, Y, Z.
And
He
she felt like he wasn't doing enough for the household.
Yeah, that's exactly how she felt. She felt like he wasn't pulling his weight at the crib because he was always gone. So damned if you do and damned if you don't. Because if you go to work, cause he's working. So if you go to work and he telling her he doing all this, he working. He doing all this work to pay bills. So you can't expect this man to be at home. So she was just insecure anyway. She was
She was
just
very insecure, but again, it was probably because maybe he was cheating on her at one point in time, and she felt like he was away from home too much. So she felt like anytime he stepped out the house, he was only stepping out the house to be in another female face when he really saying he going to work.
And my thing is this: even if you felt that, here be my thing. I guess my thing be this. All right. So check this out. Let's just say for shits and giggles, not only is he going to work, but he got some extramarital affairs at the job, house, or whatever the case may be. You have a decision to make at this point now, or sir, you have a decision to make. The decision that you ought to be making and your evaluation should be this: am I gonna stay or am I gonna leave? Because if you're gonna stay, then you need to, I hate to say it, but if you're gonna stay knowing what you know, then I'm sorry, be quiet. I feel like you raising hell for nothing. Cause you're gonna still stay. But if you
Right.
go,
And see, like somebody said in the comments, because I remember that she was also making allegedly saying that her husband was also a homosexual man. That's right. Yep.
well, okay. So my thing is, what do you do with that information? Are you going to, because the dumbest thing to do when you decide you're going to pum him, her mom was no better because you're chiming in. First of all, this is your daughter is grown. She's an adult. Let's keep that 100. She's an adult, which means you need to mind your business. And if you're not going to mind your business and you're going to insert yourself, then you should be a mediator in that moment. That means you need to mediate the situation and get them both to go in perspective corners because y'all not going to get nothing handled right here in this moment. She's overtly emotional, so she's reacting off her emotions. he kind of tired of. You could tell he was sick of her. He was already tired of her. You could tell.
Right. He was sick of her. I think he was gonna actually leave her though. But I don't even think she was at home enough because it seemed like the mother was the one caring for their children while she was trying to run up behind him to see what the fuck he was doing. He's claiming to be at work. She's hearing all of these alleged rumors about him sleeping with men or women, and her mother is keeping both of their kids. So she's not even really doing what she's supposed to be doing as a mother because she can't really function right, worried about her husband or worried about all the things that she's been told about her husband.
Why that girl, that lady, see now she's sitting up in somebody's jail, somebody's house, somebody's prison system. Cause you done took off on this man. Now your ass is gone. I just don't be getting the logic. You do that, and then because if everything was about kids, I just be thinking this. If everything was about kids, now we already know studies show that it's that the most dangerous time for a woman in any kind of DV situation is when she's trying to escape. That's the most dangerous time for her. That part is true. But when you're in a situation like that, if a man is cheating or your spouse is cheating, and you feel like that has taken control over your own life, that everything that you do revolves around you trying to catch them in the act, that's your cue to walk.
Right.
That's your cue to get up out of there because you can't even function on your own because everything you do, you're so consumed in trying to catch this person in the act, whether it's going through their phone, putting trackers in their car, showing up sporadically at their job. It's That's your cue to exit the building.
Girl. Woo-hoo.
I don't know
Mm-mm.
what other evidence to support that do you need? That's your cue to go. But you decided that
Mm-mm.
was gonna keep this man. You should keep this man from leaving. He telling you to move. Let him go.
Right, right, because he was sick of her. Yeah, he was definitely going to leave her too. I'm sure, and she knew that too.
That's why she did what she did. I guess she figured like, hey, you ain't gonna leave me and then go over here. I'm gonna make sure if I can't have you, can't nobody have you. I don't understand the possession.
Yeah, it's a whole mess out here, a whole mess. People just need to stop. I'm just saying, and just get up, leave, and go. When you see the signs, it's just time to go. You ain't gotta stay. People stay because they choose to stay. Nobody don't have to deal with toxicity ever. Like you can change to be away from that. The furthest thing away from that too. The ones that stay in that is because they choose to stay in that. They like it for whatever reasons they have that they like it. But it don't always turn out to be good. It don't always have a happy outcome. And saddest to say is a lot of them ends up just like this. A lot of them do.
True. That's why I don't get it. Cause you in hell, you in purgatory. You done put yourself in straight purgatory because you ain't happy in the situation. You're not happy in the relationship or the marriage. You're not happy either way. So I don't understand. I would think that you would have better peace. We already know that it's gonna hurt when you leave, but hell, I would think that if a situation is so tumultuous like that, you would have better peace when you cut ties.
Right. You definitely will have better peace when you cut ties. It ain't gonna be something that you'll ever and then you're never gonna want to go back to that again. So when you see it in other people that you may want to endure or get to know down the line, you're not gonna accept that kind of behavior from them because you already know what you have seen before prior. So you already know what you're not looking for in the next person. But people gotta wake up. They just gotta wake up and know their worth out here. A lot of people just don't know their worth out here.
I think that's the real point right there. I think that's just really the most valuable point to take away from it. You have to know your worth. You have to know your worth because man, it don't make sense. I tell anybody that I don't care how much you love somebody. See, people will look at. We'll tell somebody like, now we already know that even if we make a suggestion like that, the ultimate decision is yours. That's your decision to make. But if you are somebody that's you done lost yourself You can't even focus right. You're always down. You stressed out. What does it take? You mean to tell me you're willing to lose everything mentally to stay bounded, to stay connected to somebody that you know ain't bringing you nothing good. I mean, everything seems to be going wrong. And you would rather stay connected to that individual other than being by yourself. It's worse things than being by yourself now. There's worse things. This was one of them. Y'all would still be alive if y'all had actually separated. If they had actually separated and went about their own way, they both would still be alive today.
Right. They both will be alive. That's right. They both will be here if they had just walked away from one another. They will both be here. That's just the whole thing. A lot of people who've been in situations like that, if their life was ever taken, will be here. If you just found the strength to just walk away, you will be here.
Here. You would be here. Now you do got those. You do got situations where women have, when people have actually left and got out,
And
but
still got it
and still lost
done
their life.
to them. Yeah, yeah. That happens. And they still lose their lives. But at least they had, at least those kind of women. Now you just really dealing with a psychopath. Okay, at that point you just really dealing with somebody who a psychopath. You just really mad that this person is choosing to better him or herself, and that they're choosing to walk away from a negative, toxic situation. So you really have that mentality that if I can't have you, nobody else can have you. You really walking around with that, and you really trying to make their life a living hell because they chose to walk away from your ass. That's just psycho.
That's absolutely psycho. Because I can't. That to me is absolute. No, I just don't. Oh yeah, I just don't get it. I
Yeah, that's
just don't.
real psycho right there.
They both played a part in their own demise. That's really what it is. They both absolutely 100% played a role in their own demise. It's no more her fault than it is his. It's
Right.
their fault because they had time. Y'all had too much time to have separated. And at one point, you wasn't even at home, fam. You wasn't even at home with her. You wasn't going home. You was at your boy's house. You could have stayed gone.
Right. You could have stayed gone. Exactly. Could have stayed gone. She didn't have to deal with him when he went back to prison. She could have made that so you could have moved on, you and your kids. Like, I mean, it's a lot of, they just wanted that. That's what they wanted for themselves. And I mean, I kind of figured that they both knew that each one of them was capable of doing something to harm one another. They both knew that.
The
He
brother
knew
had
that about her. She knew that about him.
heard it. The brother had came out here and made this statement, and it was uh, whatever. The statement was. I don't know how to look at the statement from his point because I understand this his brother. He goes on to say
That
my
if
brother
somebody is messing his brother's reputation up, he gonna KILL him.
right. Gonna say
Mm-hmm.
my brother's not a woman beater and blah blah. Your brother is exactly a woman beater. He admitted it. I don't care.
Exactly. Your brother is a woman beater. And not only that, but she knew that prior because she mentioned one of his girls that he dated prior to her and him beating her up. And he did not deny that. As a matter of fact, he agreed to that.
So your brother is definitely a
A woman
woman
beater. Right.
beater because that's what other definition do you need? If he hit women, he's a woman beater. No answer.
Right.
Some you want to sit here and say he goes on to say that you know he tried to stay away but she kept blowing his phone up. Hey, excuse me, I'm gonna tell you like this, that's not even a good enough excuse because that's what they got options to change your number. And if you still and you could use a third party to communicate and still see your child, so that is not a plausible excuse. It's not. I don't care. Y'all both they both was calling each other. She wasn't just calling him. He was calling
Right.
her.
Yeah. That's how you already know that's how it went. That's exactly how it went. They both were communicating with one another, contacting one another, even when they know they probably shouldn't be contacting one another. They both were doing it. That's just something they both wanted. They both like that kind of shit. I mean, so I mean, it wasn't gonna really end up well. when it was already full of hell anyway. It was already at its worst already. Y'all was already at y'all worst stage in y'all marriage. So where else could that shit go possibly?
I don't even think they was married long. I don't even think they was married long. Because they baby, they kid together is still small. I don't even think they were together long at all. I don't think so. And it just went sour real quick. You want to try to control each other. Can't control nobody that going because first of all, people gonna do what they gonna do anyway, whether they married or not. They're gonna do what they gonna do anyway.
Right.
Show you who they are. The real point is you gotta believe it. If they showing you who they are, believe it. Believe it. You don't. All you gotta do is pay attention to a person's pattern. It's patterns. All of these things are patterns. All of it. Things that she did was patterns. Things that he did was patterns. That was enough information. You don't need somebody. You don't need, and it's unfortunate because I don't know if people was really in their life telling them all be done. But I mean, if they were saying that, there was family members on both sides that were saying that they shouldn't have been together and things of that nature. And like anybody know, well, that's up to them too, because everybody could tell them y'all not good together, and they still gonna be together. But
Exactly. That right. Yeah, because they were hearing that already from her family to his family. They were telling them that, but like I said, the family wouldn't even be able to make that decision. It would ultimately be up to them, both of them, and they chose to still be with one another.
gone. Now they gone. 27, 36. No parents are alive to raise no children. So now these kids gonna have to go somewhere with the family, and y'all gonna have to find a way to tell them. However, what you're gonna tell them, y'all gonna have to find a way to tell them why they are not, why neither one of their parents are here. Now you're gonna have to tell them. It's things like that. Like, man, if you make it for you to make that post, you came out there and you made that post, and I'm just saying because she's not somebody. You made a statement earlier in your live. You said that she doesn't fit the typical profile of a woman in a domestic violence situation. Well, that's correct. That's correct because she took him as a joke too. He was a joke to her.
Right.
Even though they were fighting each other, he wasn't just beating on her. She was fighting that man.
Yeah, she was fighting them back. She's not a batter woman. No, she don't give me vibes to be a batter woman. Not at all.
Hey,
Mm-mm.
go on his Facebook and say, I want to be here for my kids. Some to the nature of she's either going to be gone or she's going to be in jail. One of the cases, if you know that, because I don't know when that was her last post, with you knowing that should have been one of the very reasons why that day on that live, you should have walked your ass away.
Exactly. Yeah, she could have walked away. And
Because
who's to say that maybe she wasn't gonna actually leave him this time? Because she was gonna air that motherfucker out though.
she was,
Who's to
but
say that she may not have actually left? You know what I'm saying? That this could be the time. You know, sometime it take a long time for some of these people to wake up, but some and she probably was in there for as long as she could. So I'm not gonna even say that she probably wasn't even capable or fed up to her point where she wanted to walk away because she was finna air him out. I mean, she was finna put him down.
oh yeah, she definitely finna put the smoke on him. She was gonna put that iron. She was gonna put that smoke on him real thick. Uh, that probably would have been so. Maybe she, in her mind, and I'm just wondering because if she was finna definitely air him out.
Yeah,
I'm just
she was.
her way of because if she was gonna air him out, was that her way of disconnecting? Was that your way to get him gone so that you could move on with your life? Because even so, even if that was the thing, why do that there in front of him? Why do that there in front of him when he had already drew that knife, that sharp cutlery prior to even bringing that up? Why? You could have did. I would have left, and I still would have. I would have left, and I would have left, and I would have told because there was a point where she actually walked out the house because he had to let her back in.
Right, right. Right. She and I remember that part with him letting her in. That's right. She ended up walking out the house, but I'm thinking she probably just was walking out the house because maybe she got tired of listening to him to his live. She felt like he was lying. Everything that he said was a lie as to why she was trying to overtalk and intervene on his live about what he was telling his viewers. And so then she went live. So she probably was out there talking to her viewers and wanted to get back in. Then he locks the door. So I mean, why the fuck was she unwillingly able to walk in? He had locked her out.
So did. Sure did. Ah, mm, mm, mm.
He
It's the
had
same
to let her back in.
because she rang that doorbell. She rung that doorbell. She definitely did. That's man. We gonna see so much of that. It's gonna continuously be a thing, man. It's gonna continuously be a thing, no matter what. People gonna talk about this situation, and then next thing you know, it's gonna start dying down. It's gonna be another couple that's gonna look similar. You got other content creators that's going through this very thing. You got E Kane and her baby daddy that goes through the same thing. The only difference is uh I can't even say no only difference. I don't know if I've ever heard this man say that he would KILL her, but this man have definitely put his hands on her for sure. He
Well,
definitely
she was definitely somebody that they were actually comparing the story to when you look in the comment sections of a lot of these different bloggers too that I seen even from TikTok to YouTube. So clearly her guy must do the same thing. He gives the same vibes. He must give the same demeanor. I don't even know who that person is, but whoever she is, I seen her name in the comments a lot. People was like, well, I hope she wake up and I hope she get a lesson from watching this right here. You know what I'm saying? They were saying stuff like that as it pertains to the other person who is also a creator going through something similar just like that with her significant other.
yeah, she's definitely one. That's what I thought about when I saw this. I said, okay, this is gonna be a Kane and Chris situation. This is gonna be a Kane and Chris situation. He does exactly the same thing. The only difference is I don't think I've ever heard him say that he would KILL her, but he don't. Even if he don't say it on live, I'm sure he said it to her.
Exactly, because if he give those kind of behaviors, I'm sure he didn't told her that. He didn't said it to her.
He destroyed our entire house. I'm talking about destroyed everything in her house, including their kids' stuff. So when you got people like that in your life, you got to walk. She's pregnant. Here we go. She keep pushing out these babies by this guy.
Oh
You
wow. Oh wow. Now what platform is she on?
Kane is on TikTok. I seen her because he Kane does wigs. That's the reason why I came across her because she does nice wigs. She'll come on there and she'll slay a lace front. That's how I came across her. But she's no different. I'm gonna tell you, she's somebody that thinks everything is a joke. She thinks everything is a joke. She always making light of the situation. She talks her cash money shit. She does. They argue. They fight. He puts his hand on her. He have done it many times. This last time I seen is her going live, and he had completely destroyed her house. I'm talking about completely destroyed the entire house.
Why they on live?
Nah, she had went live and was showing what he did to her house.
Oh wow.
Was already she must have they had an argument. They had an argument. Everything happened, but I had already seen E. Kane get hands put to her before. I already seen it. I done seen many videos of this man beating on her, hitting on her. This is something I had already seen, but this in particular live, the last one I seen, she didn't go live while they were arguing. They must have did all of that off the camera. She must have left. When she came back to her house being completely, and I mean completely destroyed. There was nothing that you could save in there. He destroyed everything, even their kids stuff.
Oh yeah, that's the sign right there that he, he didn't definitely told her that he was gonna do something to her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a sign to get your ass on. What else do you need? I don't know. What else do you need? But again, she'll come on here and she'll sit up in here and crack her jokes and laugh about it because that's what she did on that live. I'm thinking to myself, like, that's not cute, fam. Like, what is it that you don't see here? What do you not? How come
Mm-mm.
the big red flag, the alarm bells ringing? What do you not see or hear about this right here in your face? What else do you need?
Well, maybe this situation right here might be the eye opener that she needs, and she still got time to fix her situation and change it. Because they show was talking about her and her guy. They were definitely making a comparison on her relationship, comparing to what everybody saw in these two young folks. Is they young too?
Yeah. Kane is, yeah. They definitely about the same the same age bracket for sure. They definitely about that. Kane is young. Kane is young. I think Chris is older than her, but they both still young. But I already knew because when I seen this situation, that's exactly who I thought about. I'm like, okay, this gonna be Kane if she don't stop, don't get up out of there. This gonna be her.
Well, I hope that she wake up. I hope she took this situation right here, be like, yeah, this looked too familiar to me. Um, I'm that, and she pregnant too. I hope she wake up, and I hope she realize that this is not it. That you need to go on here while you got time right here and make it different for you, your kids. Remove that a man you dealing with, because if he putting you through the same things, and unless she just find like she like it, unless she like it.
I
She
like it.
seemed like she wants some one of them people that like it. You know what I'm saying? Like drama.
Yep, that's her. That's exactly her. That's
And it's some
exactly.
females out here like that. They just like drama shit. They don't care about the toxicity level shit. That shit is a turn on to their asses sometimes. Shit. They like that shit too.
Yep, that's her. That's her to a T. That's her all the way to a T. That's why I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go head on. I'm gonna go head on. But hey, y'all got to think better than this because I don't care. You might want to try to keep your family dynamic together because it looks better. Y'all, you got kids with them, so you want the father to grow up in the same household with you and the kids. But at some point, you got to make a decision as to what's most important. Of course, we all would like that. We all would have wanted that. I don't know what woman wouldn't have wanted that had a child with somebody to have the father in the household. But if the situation is just toxic and it's dangerous, you can't just think it's not only dangerous for you because it's dangerous for the kids too. You don't know what niggas will do, or you don't know
Exactly.
might
I
hurt the
mean, if
kids.
he telling you that he gonna do something to you, I don't give a damn if they his biological kids. He gonna do something to them too.
Right. That's where I'm going with it. I don't understand why your mind wouldn't even allow you to think like that. If he can put his hands on you just like this man did, just like Trey the Frenchman put his hands on Duchess while she was pregnant, do you think this man cared about you? That man don't care. He beat you up while you was pregnant, just like this man did when he came. This ain't the first time this man did. So what makes you think that he won't harm his own kids? He didn't even care that you was pregnant.
Right. Like they gotta make that make sense. They gotta make that make sense. I mean, I feel like anyway, if somebody threatening you and you do have kids in your custody or in the same household with the man and he telling you what he capable of doing to you, you better believe he capable of doing that shit to them kids too.
1,000, 1,000%. I I think so. 1,000%.
And whether they kids biologically or not, he capable.
1,000%. 1,000%. So people got to wake up to that. I don't know, but she's one of them that likes it. She loves it. She thinks
I'm gonna
it's
have to
she.
go find out who she is. I ain't even never heard of her. I just seen her name in the comments. Everybody was mentioning her.
That's funny. I wasn't even paying attention to the comments. That's how I know. Well, they not lying though, cause see, I wasn't even paying attention to the comments whatsoever. But that's exactly who I thought about, cause I seen all of this last night. Duchess and Trey the Frenchman. I seen their stuff last night. So immediately thought about EK and her baby daddy Chris. Immediately. This is a I said, yep, this is the road. This is the very same road she on. And that's they deadline, they gonna end exactly where this couple ended if she don't walk away. I don't understand what else you need. You think it's funny, you think it's cute. Now y'all keep dealing with each other, y'all love it. Y'all loving on it, and then it's gonna get bad because it's going to get bad. It only escalates. I don't know why people think it don't escalate. It's only so
Right.
it's going to escalate. I've never known nobody that was constantly beating up on they girlfriend or they man that didn't get to a point where they really want to harm them. What makes you think that that's not going to get to that point? It's going to. It's
Right.
going to be inevitable. That's the end result. What happened with this couple? That's the end result.
Right. Right. Yep. That's so true. That's so true. I'm gonna have to look at her because they, especially on TikTok, especially y'all, it's all over the place. This story's so big. It's all over every dang go social media site, but on TikTok, man, they were mentioning that young lady. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like,
Go look her up. Go look her up and go look at and go look at some of her content. You're gonna see it. It's the inevitable. You're going to see it. It's and I think he came got a couple of pages, but all you really got to do is look at one of them because her and Chris been together for a while. They have, but they've been
they
together for
YouTubers too. Are they YouTubers
he
or are they
came.
just more on TikTok and Facebook?
Chris is not a content creator, and if Chris is a content creator, then I don't know nothing about him. But I know that Ekane is the content creator, so you can catch Ekane on YouTube. You can catch her on YouTube, and you can also catch her on TikTok for sure, because that's where I first saw her. That's where I first saw her at on TikTok.
Mm-mm.
So I'm sure
Yeah.
she,
Mm.
I'm sure she know about it. I'm sure she do. She heard the story because she's a big content creator. She is. She's a big content creator. She got a lot of followers, plenty of followers because the girl can do wigs. That is how she became. That's how she became who she became because she can do some wigs and she goofy. She don't take nothing serious. And she come out there and she talk about everything that be going on with her and her baby daddy. She definitely do. She talk about
Mm-mm.
escapades that she's had and she so it's exactly the same situation. So the end result is going to be that unless she walk away, that's going to be her end result too. Unfortunately, I don't want to I don't want to speak it into existence, but that's just the reality of it when you come out here and your relationship is toxic because their relationship is 1000% toxic.
I'm actually look her up because I ain't never heard of her. Who she was, I ain't never heard of her. But I'm actually look her up just to see. I want to kind of know what she think about this damn situation. Is she gonna see anything different in it, or she gonna see some similarities in her relationship with it that she gonna apply some change to her life? I would like to know her word. I would like to know her opinion on what she. Yeah, I know she know about it. I know she done heard about this story. I wanna know what she thinks. Shit.
Too. I'm very curious about that. I'm very curious because it's people that go through stuff like that. They try to find differences, like oh well, my guy ain't did this and he ain't did that. Listen, if the man can physically put his hands on you on live or in public settings in front of people, understand that it absolutely can get this bad because he don't mind putting his hands on her in public spaces. I don't know about this the Frenchman, Trey the Frenchman. I don't know if he was putting his hands on the Duchess in public spaces, but Chris for sure does put his hands on EK in public settings. That's facts. Them facts.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
I don't know what she gonna do, but she better go ahead and start making an exit strategy. And she makes money. She definitely makes lots of money because she is a big content creator. She definitely is. That's for sure. So she making good money off TikTok, and she probably making good money off YouTube. But she is on both. She's even on Facebook. But her biggest platform is TikTok,
Mm.
and it's the same exact story.
How
Same
you
idea.
spell that girl name?
Okay, so it's Ekane.
Okay, Ekane. Okay, E Kane, like Kane with a K instead of a C.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna look her up.
Yep. Go find her.
I'm gonna go
And
find her and look at. I want to know what's her opinion on this. I want to look at some of her content too. 'Cause, girl, you better go on here while you can. Fuck what these people talking about and fuck trying to make all them excuses for the man.
yeah, 'cause
Mm-mm.
I think that's probably like another thing that women do.
Mm-mm.
I think women like to make excuses for their men because they don't want to make it seem like their situation ain't as bad as it looks. But it's definitely as bad as it looks. We don't know y'all. So, I mean, the people I'm sure that do know them and do have a relationship with them would tell them, like, come on, friend, like, look, the friend that was on the phone with her that night though she was not a good friend. She was not a good friend because she added fuel to the fire instead of telling her friend, like, look, friend, like, look, G, stop arguing with him, dude. Like, come over here where I'm at, like, pull up on me, like, let that nigga talk, come on over here, get out the house. She could have did all of that, but
Right,
instead,
that's what I said. Her friend ain't about nothing. I swear her friend ain't about nothing. She egged that shit on.
yes, she did. Yes, she did. She definitely did. Like, you don't even know this man, so why you have anything to say in reference to this man? You don't know him. You do not know him. You really don't. You said that you was not. You didn't meet him personally because he had already threatened to KILL you. So you had already made up in your mind based off that you didn't like him. So if me knowing that if my friend's man husband had threatened me and then my friend telling me all this stuff that he's doing to her, hey G, come on up out of there. Like, you can come over here. Like, you could really come over here because he don't know where I stay.
Right.
Don't know where I stay. You can come on over here. Don't worry about it. Like let Lee do it alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she told him that or not, but she didn't tell him that day. She didn't tell her friend to leave either. I would have told my friend, hey fam, let him do his live, G. Like, leave that man alone, because it's clear that he didn't want to be bothered. He was sitting here telling her, hey, stop talking to me. Quit talking.
Right.
Kept telling her that. Stop talking to me, man. He telling her that you should have stopped talking to him. Go. Regardless if you felt like it was a lie or not, stop talking. Walk away.
Right. She could have. Right. That's what her friend. That's why I said, yeah, she probably somewhere feeling dumb right now.
She
She's somewhere feeling guilty.
She should, cause she could have did more than she could have did enough. You knew where your friend stayed. You could have easily, cause you hearing what he's saying over the phone. You don't know this man, but you know your friend. You could have called the police and be like, "Look, it's a situation that's going on. I don't know the man, but I don't know her husband personally, but he's over there threatening to, KILL her. I'm listening to the conversation. It's heated. Please go over there and just separate them. Go over there and do a wellness check. They got their kid there. You could have said anything.
Right. And I know that her ass was on the live while she
Yeah,
was on the phone. Her ass was also one of the numbers in the live. Like, she just didn't tell that girl nothing. If anything, she was gassing her up for her to keep talking. Like,
was. Sure was. She was that friend that was definitely doing that. She was definitely gassing her up to keep running her mouth. She absolutely did that. So I listen. Now your friend is gone. You have to sit back. Her thing is, well, I didn't think that. No, we didn't really think that it would get this far. Everybody baffled at the fact that it went this far because it always happens. This kind of argument or exchange with them always happened, and they always went live about it. But at some point, even if it always happened, I'm telling you, because I'm sure she could have got there. Yo, what was that? That was lightning? Oh
yeah,
hell no,
it's raining like cats and dogs out here.
no.
Y'all, and your lights went out.
Hell no, turn that. I that shit just. I'm glad I went up in here by myself. Y'all, who in here? Me, I'm gonna be down. Let me turn this light out. Girl, hell no. That did you just hear that? That lightning just sparked up and it said boom. I don't do. What's that though? That was lightning. That was lightning. Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, it's raining like cats and dogs out here. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, I'm scared of lightning. I'm scared of lightning. I'm terrified of lightning. Nope, that bad experience. Nope, I'm terrified of lightning. I don't play like that at all. Nope. That was dangerous. But no, I hope the moral to the story, which we all know, anybody that know, we have we have to say something. Like even if I know, we still have to say something. Like at least if we know we can't stop a person from being with somebody, let's at least do our part to make sure that we giving the people that we say we love and care about sound advice. Sound advice, because we already know that nobody in either family could dictate anything with a relationship. But please make sure you're giving somebody sound advice. Sound advice. And if I don't care if they argue consistently, if you constantly hearing somebody say, if I got a friend that's keep telling me that this man saying he gonna do this to her, he gonna take her out, hey fam, you gotta get away. What do you need me to do? I will help you. We have to understand we get irritated because maybe you done told your friend many a times to let this dude go, and she ain't listening, so you feel like you ain't gonna say nothing else. But we have to learn how to be more available and pay attention to things like that. I'll call the police. Call it what you want. I don't care if he don't ever. Ooh, here go. It's gonna happen again. Uh-uh.
It ain't thundering over here on this side. We had our thunder. It's raining.
But did you just hear that?
No, I ain't hear it. We just got that rain coming down hard over here. I ain't getting no thundering.
Oh no. I gotta get let me do something, because this ain't gonna work for me tonight, Lord. Now I ain't gonna lie to you, Jesus. It ain't rained a drop over. Yes, it is. It's not raining horrible over here, but it's just, yeah, it's not raining horribly over here, but that thunder is disrespectful.
Oh yeah, it's starting to come up, but it's raining hard down these ways though. It's raining real bad.
Oh, it didn't come over here yet. It didn't. But so y'all finna get I guess y'all finna get the thunder portion of it, because this thunder can definitely move around. I'll take the rain though. I will take the rain. I can't.
Hmm.
That scares me.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm finna get
I
ready to get.
love this good rain. Shit, that good breeze coming in.
I got my window open. I'm finna get off my live. I'm finna get off this live and let my phone charge. I appreciate you letting me up, but this was a very important subject that we need to discuss. People just don't like to hear about it, but these are things that we need to discuss because this is a sad situation. People are losing their lives. Life, though, it's one thing to be losing your life, but to be live is I don't understand where that came from. Where people are going live, unaliving people. Where did
Right. That's what's really crazy is that now people seem to find that something to do is to press a live button to do it. It's crazy to do it in general, but to press the live, you just really don't have no care in the world for no motherfucking body at that point when you're doing shit like that. I'm just like that.
Because what else you think you finna do? Like, fam, you finna go live. Now you already know. You already know that if live. Okay, now clearly people, because I don't know, I don't really know how it work for. I mean, I guess it's really just a settings situation, because some people got their pages completely public, so maybe anybody that come across you could join your live. But just imagine that all these people that you don't know is gonna watch you do something crazy.
Right. Mm-mm.
Crazy on
Yeah, that's
your live feed.
right. That's bananas right there. Mm-mm.
It ain't that serious to me, Lord. Now, It ain't that serious. Everybody was saying that he had this look. Everybody said he had this look. And he did. His whole demeanor changed when she brought that name up. His whole demeanor, it literally, he was already angry, but his look got different when she brought that name. Who? Yeah, that's the only
But
reason why he.
that's why a lot of people already think just like how you and I saw it. A lot of people know that already. They know why that man took her out. They know. They know that that was the reason. She was finna tell on his ass, and he ain't wanted to be told.
That's insane. I mean, that's insane. Like you said, I guess he felt like he didn't really had no choice because, hey, if this is your friend, this was your best friend, by the way,
Right,
your
his best friend. Exactly.
your best friend, which means you already know his family jam with you. So if they even get any kind of inkling, fam, that you had anything to do with the cause of him being gone, you was getting ready to get up out of there. You were finna go either way. So yeah, he
Exactly. He was gonna go either way because they know about it now. But shit, he didn't already took himself out because he was gonna get took out.
was they
Even
was
if it wasn't by her, it was gonna be by them. Because when she brought their name, when she brought that name up, I'm sure that the family watches them both on their live.
right.
Oh,
So
what was she bringing up such and such name for?
like, what you mean?
Yeah,
Like, what you mean? Like, okay, what you saying? Like, oh, you ain't gonna tell him about Ubi? No, what you mean? They asked what she
right.
saying. What she saying? He's like, tell him. Oh, we.
That's why
Girl,
he did that. That's exactly why he did it.
played with fire that day. She played with fire. I don't know if she thought that he would never do it, but he told her. He did tell her that he was gonna get her. He told her that he did. I promise you, he did. So I don't know if she just really thought that he was just blowing smoke.
She thought he was playing. That man said that he was going you gonna DIE. He said that on the live. You gonna DIE.
Oh,
She thought he was playing. She didn't think that he was gonna actually do it. Yes, the fuck he was, because he don't want you to tell. But it's too late. Now they know. I now that family know, they know. And how the
oh,
fuck do he not know that he just implemented some other motherfucking innocent people of his motherfucking family?
correct,
How do
correct.
you not know if you just implemented some innocent folks of your family? Because see, they can't get your ass because you didn't took your own motherfucking life. So what if they want to go after your children? Let's just say that, or what if they want to go after your mother, or what if they want to go after your brother or sister? Yeah, some dummies.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. That just definitely opened the can of worms. We will hear more about this because the brother already coming out here talking about he already out here rah rah and talking about what he gonna do behind his brother's integrity in his name. What?
Right. Talking about some he gonna and he even said I mean like they throwing that DIE word around loosely because he even said out of his own mouth that anybody doing that with my brother's name I'm gonna y'all gonna DIE I'm gonna KILL y'all. Yeah, them motherfucking people that your brother was playing with and playing in their face and he's the reason why they loved one is dead. You better be worried. You better be worried.
I'm saying, like, sir, be quiet. Be quiet, sir. Be quiet. Your brother's integrity and reputation was ruined. He did that. He did that very well on his own. Hush your fuss. You coming out here doing too much, and now that people know what type of time he was really on and what he did, you better hope that they don't come for you.
Exactly, because that's who they probably would come for. Because he putting his mouth out there. Your brother was grimy. Okay,
Uh-huh.
basically, your brother was cutthroat. He was grimy,
Yep.
and they found that out. You don't think that them people family was watching them? Yes, the fuck they were, and they were also trying to figure out why the fuck she's even bringing up that person's name. Oh yeah, y'all definitely got their attention.
Do. So do they yeah, cause she didn't know who old boy was. She didn't know. She only know who he is because of what he told her. So they already know. They already know what she was finna come out here and spit. They knew it already. They know it already. So I mean, it could really get worse than this. And you coming out here rah rah. So you really
Right.
do. You should really be quiet because you rah rah and you don't understand that people that know that's connected to the best friend could be looking at you now. Just
Right.
be smooth out here. Stop doing too much out there. They be coming up on these lives making a whole lot of noise. You can't come on these lives making a whole lot of noise and saying a whole lot of stuff and trying to air people out and think it ain't no smoke behind that. She learned her. She got the last lesson of her life, and it was unfortunately too late for her. She played. She thought he was a joke. She thought it was funny. She lost her life. He took
Right.
it. That don't mean that the story ends here. No, no, no. The story don't end here. It probably gets deeper now because everybody can connect dots. If you got to have a brain, you can connect the dots. So well, it could get even deeper than what we think and what we
Mhm.
already know.
Yep. 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 That's how I see it. That's exactly how I see it to be. Just like that.
Lord Jesus,
Mm-mm.
sorry. Since I'm about to get ready to go because my phone's finna get ready to die. This was a great conversation though. I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
sis. Y'all have a good night over there.
All right. Good night, sis.
All right, sis. Yeah, people. It's just like that. I see this shit to only get deeper. I'm talking about it's kind of like just beginning. It's just like almost just beginning for real. Um, cause don't think because you unalived yourself that you took the problem away. No, they really gonna look at you to be cut because you actually played a role as if you didn't know what happened to your bestie. You actually played in them people face mourning the loss of your bestie, and whole time it was you, the cutthroat one. It was you, the one as to why your bestie's nowhere around. That's not the end of that story. Trust and believe me, that's not. See, this is a prime example of almost like why you got to watch what the fuck it is you do or why you got to watch what the fuck it is you say on the internet. Prime example on top of other prime examples. Because this is definitely not over with. It's not over. It's not over with. It's probably just beginning. And then that brother coming out there, like coming all out there with them kind of remarks, like, listen, you know what kind of brother you had because you also said in the same sentence that, oh, I tried to tell my brother to leave, or I tried to tell him that he should leave her alone. Listen, you probably know the grimy things that your brother have done out there. Who knows? Who knows what you know? So before you get to talking and speaking too fast, you might want to slow down some because listen, your brother was in some bullshit. And like I said, why the fuck would he confide in her? Somebody that you're back and forth with, arguing with on a daily basis, like she wouldn't ever use that kind of dirt against you. Why would you ever confide in somebody that you don't see eye to eye with? I mean, do that make any bit of sense? No, it don't. Again, if you haven't heard about the story, which I just find it hard to believe for anybody because it's all over every social media site from TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, etc., etc., etc. And I'm so glad that I actually did not see that live. I mean, what I showed y'all today, I actually seen that by going through YouTube, listening to other people who have platforms over there that caught snippets and pieces of the live. I didn't see the live. And I'm really glad I didn't, but toxicity is just not healthy. Let's just say that it's never gonna be for nobody. So if you are in some kind of a level of toxicity or your relationship is that deep and that dysfunctional, because that is dysfunction. You gotta call that what it is. It's dysfunctional. Um, It's damaging. You just got to make the necessary choices for you and do that for you. For it ends up like this, you know what I'm saying? And when people trying to threaten y'all, believe they ass and shit. Don't be letting that shit go over y'all head like you just don't you didn't hear what a motherfucker told you. Like you know, I don't care if they said it to you one time. You still cannot believe that they're not capable of doing it. Because why the fuck would they say it if they didn't want your ass to know that, oh, I'm definitely capable. So believe them. Okay, that's for male and females because male and females go through a lot of toxicity with their mates and stuff like that. So and just be careful. I would not recommend nobody to constantly put and air out their whole life to no motherfucking social media. That's another thing. Do not come on here thinking that you finna gain a swarm of people, or you shouldn't even care to gain that many swarm of people for putting your dirt out here. These people ain't gonna be there to save your ass when you out there. Like none of them one there to save neither one of their souls. Neither one of those 12,000 viewers was not able to save now one of their souls at all. They weren't able to save her, keep him from harming her. And if she wanted to harm him, they was not gonna be able to do shit about it. Okay? Her fucking friend couldn't even give her legitimate advice on the phone to save her soul. So why try to impress a bunch of strangers to you? That's all they are to you. It's that. The both of them are very much so accountable on my part. I don't have a side. I'm not giving a side to him. I'm not giving a side to her. They both equally responsible for the outcome of what happened and how it happened. It was not about her being loudmouth. It was not about her not being able to walk off. It was not about none of that shit. They had been through that, been there, done that several times. If he really wanted to take that girl out, yeah, the most he was doing with her on a daily basis was beating her ass, and that's probably about it. But if he really wanted to really pew her, he would have done that a while ago. He only did that because, again, she had something that was over his head that was a deep, dark secret that he know would have took his life if they knew the real truth behind that. And now they do know the truth about it, but they can't get him because he's already gone. So again, we probably hear more about that. On that note, this is your girl Midnight. Y'all can react to the live. Y'all can share the live. This is definitely something serious to be talked about. It's definitely something that a lot of people are normalizing today. And the people of social media is just as nutty and crazy as some of these people that y'all sit here and watch with their nutty behavior, they dysfunctional, psychotic behavior. And like I said, it is so sad that when you are on social media, in order for you to become somebody with a larger fan base or a platform, is that you have to subject yourself to showing people drama filled type of content to draw your audience in. You can't never be somebody of awareness. You cannot be somebody of positivity. You can't never be somebody of a mentor or somebody who is a advisor, somebody who is of guidance, somebody who is of all of those positive things. Those kind of people seem to not be able to capture the attention of people as those other ones who bring forth drama. That's really sad to me that that's what people see to give a view to. Like my sister said, so you want to be entertained with drama versus being educated. This is why you got so many dummies walking around right now doing dumb shit. Because the shit that everybody witnessed just 3 days ago, that was some really dumb, goofy shit. That was really some dumb shit that everybody sat and watched. You know what I'm saying? And then so many reactions that you shouldn't even see going up in those kind of lives. It's just baffling right there. This is why you got so many goofy people walking around right now, because you'd rather be entertained by bullshit. I'm talking about this has it has no, it holds no weight. It has no credibility behind that shit. There's no sort of awareness in that shit. There's no positivity nowhere found in that shit. But this is what people like to watch. This is what people hearten. This is what people liking. This is what people loving. You shouldn't see nothing but sad emojis going through that motherfucker. You seen all the motherfucking likes. You seen all them damn hearts. You seen nothing. You shouldn't see nothing like that. If anything, you should be pressing the sad emoji, because it's a sad that you watching some shit like this unfold. But again, the world is a little bit different today. And so is the people that live in it. The world is a little bit different today, and so is the people of the world. And so this is why we see what we see on the internet. This is your girl Midnight. I'm gonna have to holler back at y'all. Y'all be easy. Have a great Tuesday night. Make sure y'all share this to some groups. Make sure y'all come back and do a replay and leave your commentary in the comment section. I hold both of them accountable, straight up, for how it unfolded and how the outcome went down. There's not one of them that's more responsible than the other. They both are just as responsible for what happened to the both of them. And that is my spiel on that. They will both be here today if they just separated and walked away from one another. But again, he knew that that girl had something much bigger over him that he didn't want motherfucking people to know. And this why he got rid of her and then got rid of himself. That's it. Y'all be easy.